Hi, everyone. Welcome to Club Rats. My name is John.
I'm Jesiah.
And I'm Craig.
Ross.
So we got a big episode today. A lot of college football news. We're going to go over obviously the college football playoff, some new coaching hires in college football.
A lot of firings.
A lot of drama, a lot of firings, transfer portals. We're mid-season transfer portal right now, so it's literally just chaos. And we'll finish with the NFL. Obviously, that's
the
coming.
Playoffs are
Playoffs starting. So just looking at this, the Final Four, we got Ole Miss, Ohio State, Miami, and Oregon.
That's wrong.
No Ohio State.
Ohio State's not
Ohio
right.
State
I was
lost.
testing you guys.
Oh,
yeah. So
As we all know, Ohio
yeah.
State got their ass
So
smacked.
Indiana plays Oregon. Miami's playing Ole Miss.
Nobody had this Final Four.
I got to say, this is the most... What's the one team... Indiana's not a shock because they were the one seed, so they were supposed to bake it, I guess. But everybody else is I'm kind of surprised by it.
Who had Ole Miss making it? Their coach left them. Who had Miami making it? Miami was barely in
Lane
it
Kiffin
already.
is still hitting bonuses, too. He's made like $500... He had a $500,000 bonus
But what
and a $250,000.
No, but what we haven't emphasized enough, or I've tried to emphasize it, the NIL has spread the money
It has,
around.
100%.
So, and also the other thing about college football, nobody plays anybody.
We have to say...
So you can't. There's no points of comparison anymore. So
We-
I don't really
I
look
still-
at this Final Four as a shock.
I still think the SEC has the most talent.
From top to bottom,
Player-wise,
they'll have the most players drafted
it's-
in the NFL.
I don't
at
think
the
it's as
draft.
vast, though, as it was 10 years ago.
But
Would you agree?
oh no, the talent pool is, you don't have Nick Saban and Kirby Smart as the only two guys paying people. Kirk Cignetti just paid $5 million for a quarterback, and I don't know how much he paid the receiver from Michigan State. So Indiana's paying guys. So everybody's got somebody now. But they don't play each other. Everybody tries to protect themselves. You know what I think could have happened had the committee got this right?
Yeah.
I actually think Notre Dame could have won the national.
I agree.
No, I agree with that,
And
too.
I
They
think
should have made it.
They should have
Well,
been in. You could say
you gotta
James
change the
Madison.
rules.
They should be over James Madison.
Well, yeah,
James
you gotta change the
Madison,
rules.
all of
Yes.
them. All of them. Now Notre Dame only played 2 games, and
Yeah.
they found a way to lose.
They certainly
both of
were
them,
more
so they screwed themselves
viable,
over.
though, than those
But
top
if you had
two
a
bottom
tournament with the way Notre Dame runs the ball, and I pay much more attention to the NFL really than I do to college. But I'm getting this NFL draft right now. There's only 11 guys that are true number 1 picks, and that 11, there's a ton of crap in there. There's no college isn't any
you
good
mean
anymore.
with your first round
picks.
grades?
Yeah, true first round grade.
grades,
No, there'll be 32 picks. But I'm talking
I
about
have
who's
to say,
actually worthy of a first round
I've-
pick. There's 11 guys.
I've been watching football.
That's the lowest number ever. Last year, you know how many it was? 13.
It's
and
getting
everyone
worse,
said
Now
last
listen,
year was awful.
but I've been
Yeah.
saying this to him now for several years. When that concussion stuff came out, and they started talking about the brain damage to these players, I don't think as many people are playing the game. The people that are playing the game, they're playing touch football, flag football.
They don't hit in practice like they
7-on-7.
Yeah.
We used to go through 2-3 hour practices a day, hitting the full 3 hours. I started when I was 8 years
What
old, hitting
conference
people.
did you play in? At what school?
Big Ten, Michigan State.
Okay.
We started hitting.
How do you feel about Pat Fitzgerald?
I think he's a good hire. I haven't liked his assistants.
He's the new Michigan State.
Michigan State. Well, no, the Big Ten. Him and that guy.
No, the Big Ten coaching
at
is
Penn
no
State. My Ohio State
It's a-
fans out there,
We'll get to that.
be worried because you got Ryan Day.
Well, stay on college football,
Yeah,
Mr. Count.
well, Ryan Day's not a college
No,
football
when you
coach.
went into pro football.
You want to stay on college
Yeah,
football?
no,
How much
stay-
more
stay in
college?
college
No,
football?
what I want to say, back to what
Stay in
you
college
talked
football.
Yeah,
about.
but what the pros are saying is there's crap in college, and that's what I've been saying. Nobody wants to draft these guys. Fernando Mendoza. The last podcast, I said, oh, he's a poor man's Jared Goff. I pull up ESPN. He reminds me of Jared Goff. Do you want to take Jared Goff with the number 1 pick in the draft?
He went number 2, didn't he?
No, he went
No,
number
number
1.
one. Oh,
I
did
mean,
he?
now, forget about where he went. Do you want to take him in the first round like that? Has Jared Goff paid
First
off
pick.
as the number 1 pick in the draft?
I don't know. The Chiefs got Mahomes. That's
Has
all I know.
Jared, and where did they get him at?
15?
Number
10. 10.
yeah.
Has Jared Goff won a Super Bowl?
No,
Do you guys think Mendoza, just taking Mendoza, you're going to win a Super Bowl with him?
probably not.
And I'm a Raiders fan. Hello, Raiders fans. You're going to get Mendoza next year. Good
All right,
luck with that.
Let's stay in the
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to
Okay,
go back.
first
to-
round.
Yeah.
First round. James Madison versus Oregon. Craig, you're an Oregon fan. I have to say, watching that game, I wasn't impressed with Oregon. Seeing them they give up 34 in the second half to James Madison.
Yeah.
They lost the second half by 2 touchdowns because they were.
Yeah.
It was something like 27-18
They
was
gave
the
them
second half
99-yard
score.
touchdown.
Do you think
Right.
Oregon? Do you think Oregon can beat Indiana?
Well, I think anybody can beat anybody in these last games.
But
They
from what
can.
you've seen, though, what do you? I mean, from a betting, like, if you were going to bet the game, what side?
Well,
would
he's
you take?
betting Oregon.
No, I'm not going to bet the game. If I bet it, I probably would bet Indiana.
Yes, that's
But
what I
I'm
would
an
bet.
Oregon fan, so
Yeah.
I'll probably just pull for Oregon.
I mean, the line's only 4, so it's not a crazy.
It's not a big
spread.
line.
No,
I
it's
mean,
down to-
Indiana beats
it's down to
people all
3
year
on
long by
ESPN.
20,
It's
30
going-
points,
it's
don't
getting
they?
smaller.
So Oregon money's coming in.
So I personally think, well, it's a fact. It's hard to beat the same team twice in the same year. I think Oregon's going to take this one. But something that does scare me, I have an Oregon fan that watches the podcast. He was hyping up Oregon's defense because they held Texas Tech, shut them out. But James Madison scored 34 points. on them.
One thing I want to say about the playoff that I do have a problem with the structure of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
I know where you're going.
need to move the playoff. They can't give these teams like 3 weeks to a month off.
No, it's no good.
You saw every
No
quarterfinal team, the team that had the bye, they're 1-7. The only team to win was Indiana.
All they need
I don't
to
think
do-
that's by
All they need to do
coincidence.
is just play the games next week, just like the NFL. Wild card
I mean,
weekend
maybe
we
give
got
them
coming
a
up.
give them a
That's all
week
you gotta
off.
do.
Maybe I think
No,
a week
whoever
is fair.
gets the 1 seed maybe gets
No,
a
the
week
top
off.
4 get a week.
No, I
but
would
not
even
3
give the
weeks.
top 4 a week. Just do it
No,
like
the
the
bracket
NFL.
you can't do it that way. It's not even. It's a
Well,
bracket.
they're going
How's
to go
the
to
NFL
16
do it?
teams anyways.
Yeah.
So then you get the Notre Dame that could win it all.
Yes.
And don't forget a team that Texas,
Vanderbilt.
if Texas got in, they could have.
Texas
I'm
ain't
telling you right
winning
now,
shit.
Texas, the only reason why Texas didn't get in, this is the truth. If they wouldn't have scheduled Ohio State the first week, and they would have scheduled Texas A&M.
Yeah, so see, and this is what
They
I
would have
have-
won.
So you're saying, well, if we don't play anybody,
Right,
then we have a
right.
good record.
They
and
would
we
have a
get
good
it.
record, they
Boy,
would've got
that's a
in.
way to crown a
Right.
champion there. That's the way the NFL does it. We
I'm
duck
just telling you,
everybody,
you
and
just
there's
wanna
our
get in.
champ.
That's all you wanna do is
Play
get in.
somebody. I told the
I'm with
Bucknut
you. I like
fans
that.
a month ago, who the hell
No,
have they
Craig,
played?
You're right.
How many people
Texas
bitch?
got-
25,000
top
people
16.
bitch?
Yeah, don't- yeah.
Play somebody.
You can.
And if you can't beat a good team, you're Texas.
You can
No,
you 100%
please.
can manipulate your schedule to make the final.
Indiana's done that. Who the hell
mean,
has Indiana played?
No, but they
in
might
2
win the
years?
national championship.
Well, well, if you look at this
So I
Final
can't say it's not
Four,
working for
since
them.
you guys want to talk, here's the Final Four.
The Final Four.
Personnel-wise, Oregon and Miami have the best teams. Personnel-wise, all the 5 stars, pro prospects,
Yes.
those are the best teams. Ole Miss is going to come in. They replace Lane Kiffin. They want to win despite Kiffin. They got that going on in the locker room. They like their coach. And now let me say this about little Trinidad there, the Ole Miss
He's playing
quarterback.
great.
Shameless.
He's got some, you got to defend
Where was
him.
he at in the Heisman, Craig? Was he even?
I don't know.
Was he even
No, he
invited?
no, he
didn't
was
get
not even
nothing.
invited.
Wow.
He was not even invited.
And Mr. Counts there, he's only 5'10", so he's not.
No, he's
pro
probably
prospect.
5'9".
Right, so he's not.
no,
tall enough.
Somebody will
probably
take
not,
a look
right?
at him. Somebody will take a
But
look
it
at
doesn't
him.
matter if you can play.
He's
you
actually
play.
6'1". He's
No,
listed.
no,
You
no,
want-
they listed
6'1"
Pavea.
my ass.
They
I'm
listed-
7 feet tall.
Yeah, hang on a second. They listed
You're 7
Pavia.
feet.
They listed Pavia at 6 foot. He was like 6 inches
He's
shorter than
5'8".
anybody around
He's
him.
5'8". No, let's see
They
what
lie.
he measures at the combine.
You have to look at the
Josiah.
combine,
He may
yeah.
be 6'1", Josiah, but I don't believe that till they go through the
Okay, you're
combine.
being way too loud. Just relax.
I just get mad about this stuff because I hear the same
Okay,
shit
but
over
it's
and
just
over
a
again.
discussion. They need to fix the timing of the playoff, though. I think that's a major problem.
So you
and
go
they
to
can do
16
that.
teams.
One
Yeah,
and 7.
what
The
they're gonna
teams
do.
that have had the month bye are 1 and 7.
Yeah.
So it ain't working.
Well, I told you, accountant, before I go, Oregon's better off as a 5 seed than a 4
They have to
seed.
play. I
told
will
you
say,
that.
playing
Well, they
at
had to
James
play at
Madison,
home and
They had the
warm up.
cupcake.
It wasn't tune-up
They had the
game. It was a
cupcake
tune-up,
against
yeah.
James Madison,
It's tune-up.
which worked out nicely.
Yeah.
The second half
What
maybe
did you-
got a little bumpy.
What did you guys think of the Texas Tech Oregon game? Because me and Jesiah watched it. I don't think you guys were out of bed to watch
Well,
it.
Josiah was just saying Texas. What was that game at halftime? 6-0.
6-0. I watched it.
And the 2 Oregon drives, Josiah, 6 yards and 25
Yeah, it wasn't
yards.
like they-
That's
no,
where the
it-
2 Oregon
yeah.
touchdowns came from.
Oh,
The reason
it-
because of
field
4
goals, field
turnovers
goals.
by that Texas Tech quarterback. What we all missed on Texas Tech was,
The
and
QB ain't
shame
special.
on me, they didn't play anybody. I
said
never
the same
even
thing,
watched
John.
Texas Tech play. So what happened?
they
They got in a game, and now it's on the
They laid an
quarterback. Now I did look at the analytics at that game before looking at it. Texas Tech the year they never scored unless it was on short fields or explosive plays. So everything they were doing was basically off that defense.
Defense set it up.
Well, they got in against Oregon, and Oregon had enough defensively to shut that. They were worried about that quarterback going into the season. I heard about that. That was because they didn't do much on offense. Most of their transfer portal kids were defensive kids.
The whole D line they paid. That's where they put all their money.
And they got a pass rush guy I really like in the draft. He might be the best player in the draft. That kid for Texas Tech. But their Texas Tech's defense
Bailey?
showed up.
You talking about Bailey?
Yeah, the kid from Stanford.
No, I was watching him. He was impressive.
He's 6'3", 250, a little undersized, but I like him. The defense showed up. I don't trust this Oregon bunch. Here's another thing. Dante Moore and Mendoza, and I know that could be picked 1 and 2 in the NFL draft. Look at their numbers against teams that are even decent. Mendoza against Iowa, Ohio State, and I forget the other. Penn State. He's terrible against those guys. 3 touchdowns, 4 picks.
Mendoza, right?
Yeah, Mendoza. Yeah. And the Moore kids the same way against anybody any good. He had a pick or 2 against Texas Tech. Yeah. So I think that Oregon-Indiana game is going to go much like the first one.
Here's something to think about, too.
Where's
the defenses will determine that game.
When was the last time a Heisman Trophy winner won the national championship? Can you answer that question?
Tim
you might have to go back decades.
I don't know if Tebow won.
Well, I know. 97 Charles Woodson won it.
No, Woodson won it, and Michigan won it. That was in 97.
I think Tim Tebow won a national championship as a Heisman winner too.
Not the year he won the Heisman. Michigan
beat him.
They beat Urban Meyer, Lloyd Carr's last game.
That was a 4-loss Florida team.
I know.
How the hell did he win a Heisman losing?
The reason why I bring it up is because I think it's been a long time since. Usually the guy that wins the Heisman, he gets all the hype, and then he never delivers.
He lays an egg.
He always lays an egg.
So Craig, prior to the playoffs starting, which team did you have as a favorite? Which team did you think was going to win?
Well, the thing about these playoffs, when the 12 teams got announced, the only 2 teams that I thought had no shot
it's got to be
was James Madison and Tulane.
Yeah.
I go, they shouldn't even be in. They have no shot.
I know Craig bet Oregon, which he's an Oregon homer, so there's that. But his other pick was Georgia. He bet Georgia.
I had Georgia.
Yeah, so you probably were thinking. I kind of thought Georgia.
Devontae Smith won it with Alabama.
Alabama.
Receiver, yeah.
So that's not that long ago.
How long ago was that?
2020, 2021. It's 5 years ago. 5, 6
I think
years
Tua.
But normally they don't.
Was Tua his quarterback?
You're right.
Or was it Bryce Young? One of those guys were the quarterback.
No, it was Mac Jones.
Was it Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
But yeah, Craig, we
all
all
had
had
Ruggs and him. And Waddle. They were loaded.
we all had Georgia winning it all too.
I had Georgia versus Texas Tech.
Well, I just bet for betting purposes.
Yeah.
I had Georgia at 11
you
to
know
1.
as well as I do where you put
and
the
I have
money
Oregon
down.
at 11 to 1.
Where you put you're going to bet Oregon. You'll bet Oregon this upcoming week against Indiana.
I do, Craig. I do think
No, I already.
you've always had some season bet on Oregon every year.
I don't think I've ever seen you
I
when
feel
you
like a lot
haven't
of
bet
times
Oregon.
you do.
Last
It might
year
be the
when I
year.
saw you came
They
in
could.
Oregon gear at the gym there with the Chief.
Well,
the
it's
gym.
just like betting UConn in basketball at 20 to 1. When we bet them at 21, you bet them because of the value.
Just not. What did you think of the Oregon Texas Tech game?
Tech did not look like the team that
They look
we
flat.
all hyped them up for. I mean,
Offensively,
just
they
like
did.
what you said.
Offensively, but defensively, they had one of the best defenses in the country, and they
I
played
was
well.
Yeah, maybe I should have watched more Tech games, but it's like you said, they
What
didn't
I
play
would say
anymore.
is
So when we did watch them, they
Dante
blew the teams out.
Moore
He didn't look great in the game.
didn't turn the ball over as much as the kid
He had a
from
pick in the
Texas
game,
Tech
I think,
did,
though.
and that
Yeah,
he did.
pick.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. There's somebody's going to take this
wasn't
Mendoza and Moore in the
perfect.
top 5 picks. Good luck with them, Raiders fans. Fernando Mendoza. We'll see where that all goes out. there.
Okay, now the next game, Alabama, Indiana. I mean,
That's a blowout.
that was first. Oh, hang on a second. It's the biggest loss in the history of Alabama in a bowl game.
Yeah.
They never lost by that many points. So,
You mean in the playoffs?
well, the playoffs bowl, it's all the same.
that was their
a
biggest
postseason game.
loss.
They've never had
Bowl
a
game
loss.
playoff. 35.
35.
Yeah.
We're definitely they are not in the Nick Saban era.
Why does
anymore.
Alabama still have DeBoer as their coach? Because of the contract?
Oh, he makes.
He's lost. What's he lost?
11,
8, 9
10 to
games
11
in
a
2
year.
years, and he probably could have lost another 3 or 4 games. So
What did you guys think of that game?
I did a lot of work on that game. If you look at the personnel at those 2 teams, Bama had 9 5-stars. You know what? Indiana's got 2 and 3 stars
Yeah,
out there.
James
you
Madison
tell me
should
how
have
that
coached.
game goes that way, and you tell me that's not coaching. Those Bama kids down there, that team quit on Nick Saban. That's why he got out.
We were at the game.
He saw that coming.
They didn't
That
quit the game,
see, you pay these kids.
Yeah.
What are you say to a kid like he said, is Bryce Underwood going to come back to Michigan? Is he going to come back?
Breaking news:
And
he is. Bryce Underwood is returning.
And I say to him, where the hell else is he going to go?
Before I got
give him
on the phone with
$9 million besides Michigan. When you give somebody that kind of money, are they really going to go out there and try to get better? Because being a good football player has got nothing to do with money.
You got to work at it.
Bryce Underwood could retire right now. Would you take $9 million, Craig?
Okay,
to do
yeah,
nothing?
I asked you.
Yep.
What did you think of the Indiana-Alabama game? You went off on.
I just
something.
said, why does DeBoer have a coaching job? Tell me
But
why.
The analysis of the game.
At Bama, Kurt Hurts
I mean,
said
I don't
during
think-
the game the Bama kids weren't even
I don't think
trying.
anybody thought Indiana was going to win by 35.
No.
That's shocking.
It was what, a 4-point spread?
You know what I
Seven.
did?
Seven.
Seven.
It was 7.
You know what I
was
did
that?
the other day? I watched the
Seven's
Florida
legit.
State Bama game, which was the first game of the season,
terrible.
and I matched that up against the Indiana Bama game. Same game. Bama came right
Yeah.
out, laid down.
Indiana's better than
some
Florida
kid
State.
named Castellanos, the quarterback for Florida State, looked like Joe Montana out there. That DeBoer has lost that team. Those kids don't play for him. But they were 5 stars coming out of high school. There's talent there, but they don't play. They don't show up to play.
What did you think of the Indiana-Alabama game?
So I said it on our last show. I thought Bama was the team that shouldn't have made the playoffs. And
Well,
I
see, I
stand
had
by that.
Bama. Craig brought
Argue
up
that.
Texas. To me, when you lose 3 or more games, he's going on.
Well, let
about
me ask you
Texas.
this.
That Texas team could have lost
Jesiah,
5 or 6
Jesiah,
games.
if Notre Dame...
They beat an undefeated Texas A&M team.
That's great.
At the end of the season.
They beat Kentucky by 2 points. They beat Mississippi State in the fourth quarter, and they had 3 losses already. And Texas A&M, we saw them against Miami.
I'm just
There.
saying,
They couldn't
if
even
there's
score a
16
touchdown
teams,
at all.
If they expand to 16, you let Notre Dame in, you let
let
Vanderbilt
No.
in.
What
You
was
know,
my comment? Notre
They
Dame.
all could win.
Vandy sucks.
Any
Did
of
you
these
watch
teams
them
could
against
Let me ask you,
Iowa
does Notre Dame,
in the
though,
bowl game?
if Notre Dame plays Indiana, I don't think they lose by 35.
No, not a chance.
But it
I
doesn't
don't think
matter.
they
A
lose.
loss
You know what
is a
though?
loss.
You know what though?
No, it does.
Notre
That's
Dame would have
correct.
beat Indiana. John.
does matter
Notre
how
Dame
you
would have beat
lose.
Indiana. They would have
It
beat
doesn't
Indiana.
when it's the playoffs. When you lose, you're done. When
Okay,
you lose, you're done.
I'm
I
t-
would rather lose by 30 than
If
by 3.
the only reason why DeBoer
Well,
has
that's
a job
that's a
is because
former
of his
athlete
contract.
competitor. Because then you can just say we got our ass kicked.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd rather lose.
No, I think the same way.
At
I
the
think
end of the
that's it.
season. Now, it
Hold
doesn't
on.
matter early because we were playing.
How would you like to lose like Baltimore did the other night? You got to live with that, because Baltimore was good enough to win the game, and then you got to go the whole
Baltimore probably should
offseason.
have won the game.
But getting your ass kicked, the point different. Craig's right about that. Who cares?
What did you think of the game?
But yeah, I already said I think Bama shouldn't have even been there in the first place. Dame should have been there.
They lost
But
27-7 to Georgia. Why did they get in? Like Craig
3
said,
losses,
when they go
it's
up to
tough.
16 teams, they'll let more in.
You lose a conference championship game by 3 touchdowns
They let
and
them
still
in.
get in? That doesn't look great.
But yeah, I mean, Bama just didn't look ready to play. It looked like they quit, like we all just said. So
Well, that's Texas Tech beat BYU twice.
Yeah. But
It's the same
BYU
time.
isn't that good.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I really think
BYU would have been one of the 16.
I really think if Oklahoma didn't blow that game against Alabama, I think
DeBoar would have been the
I think he's in
Michigan
Ann
coach.
Arbor right now.
Now, I
coaching.
found this out on the day.
I said that too.
Listen,
I
think he's
found
gone
this
there.
out on the day that happened.
I think he's gone.
The kids and the people who tracked the Bama team, the Bama University plane with the athletic director on it landed in Louisville.
They were going to talk to Braum.
And I believe if Alabama loses to Oklahoma, Michigan takes DeBoer, and Alabama hires Jeff Brown
I'd
as their
rather-
head
I'd
coach.
want winning
I
game
think
over
that's how that
DeBoer.
would have went. And I
I'm
would, after what happened against Indiana, you really want to ask that Alabama athletic director, shouldn't you have just gone ahead and talked to Brown
Anyway, yeah.
if that's who you really want? See, I don't think these people making these decisions.
No, but they don't have the money yet.
I don't know.
They can't cut
Yeah,
him
get up
and
on
pay him 90. You have to pay that. That's a huge.
Well, that's when I
It's not
mentioned
gonna
why
happen.
DeBoer still has a job. Can Alabama afford the buyout?
Craig, what did you think of the Indiana-Alabama game as a better?
Oh, I thought it was a boring game to watch. It was a
Most of
loss.
these games have been terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
they're not fun to watch.
Ole Miss Georgia game was entertaining,
yeah.
and
That was a good
actually
game.
the
That was a
Ohio
great game.
State that game was close, 24-14. That most of the games have been a joke. That what 23-0, 34, whatever.
Next game, Ole Miss at Georgia. I do probably think this was the best game of the
That was
playoffs
an
so far.
entertaining game. Yeah.
I would say
It
from an
went back and
entertainment
forth,
standpoint.
and Georgia almost won.
Yeah.
It came down to last second score.
I was shocked Georgia lost.
That game was a mirror image of the one the two teams played in the regular season, except in that one, which was between the hedges in Georgia. Georgia went nuts in the fourth quarter and scored enough to win. In this one, it was Ole Miss.
And that game, the first one was
the Shambliss.
It was in
went
Athens,
off.
Georgia. It was a home game for Georgia.
And I'm going to keep saying this, John Ross. You can say what you want. There's a fella at Ferris State by the name of Tony Annese. And I cannot believe you make Tony Annese the coach at Alabama right now. They win the national championship within 2 years.
If Whittingham turned the job down, I think Annese would have been the next coach.
So, and I know he's only been a Division II coach.
He's kind of like, you remember Jim Tressel?
Shambliss.
You remember Jim Tressel?
The governor.
He's kind of like Michigan's version of Jim Tressel. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, if you're going to win games. Now, the reason why Michigan didn't hire him is because you just had the fiasco with Sherrone Moore. You don't want to bring in another guy. There's something with Tony Annese because no team will give him a job.
There's something with him all
It's just not Michigan.
He just produced a quarterback at Ole Miss that could win the national championship. And he won a national championship at Ferris State after letting that kid go to Ole Miss.
Yeah. But
how many good quarterbacks does he have?
I don't understand why no other school gives him a job. It's bizarre. Because he does
They won't touch him. And what's funny, like Michigan State didn't even look at him.
Yeah.
None of the Michigan
schools. There's like 10 D1 schools in Michigan alone.
Yeah.
And you think one of them would give him a job.
But this guy can coach. You guys don't. Jesiah might know who he is. I know Craig doesn't know who the guy is.
He's a pretty obscure. If you got to be really into college.
He's won 4 Division II championships in a row. Different quarterbacks. He's a spread coach. He's good with quarterbacks. He went to a little school in Michigan called Elma, and he played receiver for them. And they compared it. This tells you how long ago it was. They called him the Anthony Carter of the Division III. Anthony Carter was a good receiver at Michigan years ago. Yeah.
Okay, now this game, probably my favorite game. Miami just beating Ohio State, and the way they beat them, it was beautiful to watch. I mean, it was amazing. Ohio State, Ryan Day. It's the thing about Ohio State and Ryan Day, when they lose, it's pretty much the same way though every time. It's kind of the same way every time.
It's a recipe.
So what I would say to Ohio State fans, I don't miss him. Well, they can't fire Ryan Day because he just won the national championship.
They owe him $100 million.
But I don't know. I don't really see them winning one. I mean,
what I say to Ohio State,
they spent $35 million on their roster. This team. $35 million, and that's what they got.
And Miami probably spent 30.
Yes.
Texas Tech spent 27, and God knows what Phil Knight's come up with there in Oregon. I'd love to. Can he spend that kind of money and get a good football team? The thing about Ohio State, though, there's guys like I mentioned this Annese fella with the Michigan. Ohio's loaded with that. D2, D3 high school coaches. They're unbelievable coaches. Woody Hayes comes from that bat. Bo Schembechler came from that
but let's get back. What I thought fascinating about the game, Miami's pass rush, and this is why you can't count them out. They got a guy named Baines. What's the other guy's name? The other pass rush guy in Miami?
They got 2 of them. They got a linebacker and Baines.
Those 2 guys, though, they completely dominated Ohio State's offensive line.
But Ohio State's offensive line wasn't even good.
But you cannot, just because of that, if you have a pass rush, you can't count them out. Miami could win the whole thing.
Yeah, but Ole Miss has got a couple of tackles. I don't know.
Miami wins the whole thing, how they were borderline not even making these playoffs.
Well, that's your committee. Yeah, that's your committee, and that's why I bring up Notre Dame. Notre Dame could have won this playoff.
Yeah.
The running back at Notre Dame, the Jones kid, is probably the best college football player this year. Now, he won't go number 1 by position. With the running back for Notre Dame, whatever. Yeah, Love, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, he was good.
He's the no. The pros are saying he's the number 1. See, I don't. The fans sit there. See, in the NFL, Craig, when you take somebody, you screw it up and you get fired, which we just had our Black Friday day here. Right. So when they say Love is good, and I've looked at the tape of the kid, I don't like taking running backs in the first round, but he's going to go in the first round.
Right.
Craig,
he'll be better, Raiders fans. He'll be better than the Gentry kid.
What did you think of the Miami-Ohio State game? Were you surprised?
Well, I was surprised with how good their defense looked.
They dominated.
Their defense reminded me like Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens back in the day. They were that dominating.
I was impressed by him. I was also impressed by Miami to go back the game. Hang on a second. They went into A&M. I did not think they were going to hold them to 3 points.
Right.
I was shocked by it. I was shocked by it.
First of all, we've had a Ray Lewis reference, and you referenced Bain, so I have to comment on that.
I didn't say he's Ray Lewis.
Well, Craig did.
I said Ray Lewis.
Bain is a nice player.
Ray Lewis is a middle linebacker.
Bain's
a pass rush guy.
Yeah, but well, we're talking about defenders that can change ball games, single-handedly win games. And Bain had a great performance against Texas A&M. Bain is a nice player. He's very powerful. He's also very short. They list him at 6'3". The reports I'm getting on him is his arms won't be 32 inches at the combine. He's going in the top 10 picks, probably top 5. I think the kid at Texas Tech is a better pass rush kid. But Bain's going to go. He's a powerful player. Bain's an interesting player. He totally dominated the Ohio State tackles. But see, as I try to tell you all the time, who do you do it against?
No, I understand.
Those two tackles are pieces of shit.
No, I agree.
And he dominated. We'll see what he does. Ole Miss has got guys.
We said this.
We'll see what he's going to do in his next
Me and you
game.
both said this.
And let me
All
say
of us
this:
said this.
Oregon has offensive tackles, and Indiana has offensive tackles.
we said this
So if
the whole
Miami's
time.
going to win this, Bain's going to have to go through somebody.
We didn't feel like Ohio State played anybody.
Yeah.
No,
we all said
we
it.
said that.
The last
I said that.
I said
right
it too.
here. Well,
The last two-
Who the hell?
the
I
last
still
two-
say that. Who the hell has
the
Ohio
last two
State
games
played?
of the year, Ohio State they laid a dud, man. I mean,
When they lost the two toughest.
biggest games of the year. Yeah,
John Ross,
I mean,
and I've told you
But they
this.
beat Michigan.
I've
They
told
did.
John.
They did.
You know
They
when I
did.
first looked at Ohio
I'll give
State,
credit. They
because
beat
he gets
Michigan.
on me to check them.
Yeah.
So I started looking at their tape of their spring ball last year with Matty Patricia and Ryan Day, and I told him I was watching that, and I watched the spring game and all that. It's like a Chinese fire drill. Now, they won, okay, they didn't play anybody, they beat who was ever in front of them, and for the most part,
That's
other
what
than
matters.
Texas, they did it in convincing fashion. But as soon as you got to play people. That's why I got on Craig. If Texas didn't play, how are you going to get good if you don't play anybody that's good?
I do understand his point though, because Fernando.
No, he's right. That's the way college is set up. Don't play anybody.
that's
You
also
get the
what- it's
championship.
also
Right, you get in the playoffs. Your
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
objective is getting
Yeah.
the playoffs.
But if you
so
don't-
if that's your objective, then you
But
want
if
to
you
whatever you
don't,
can to
I'm
get
talking
in.
about
Get in.
winning the playoff, though, Craig. You got to play people to get good.
But you do.
that's
You
also-
play in your conference. The SEC is a good
When
conference.
Ohio, you know why Ohio State lost to Indiana and Miami?
I think
Because
because they
their
don't have a good
offensive
coach.
line did not get to days.
Craig,
we
I
could
do
go on.
I think.
but they're
I
all,
think the SEC is overrated, though.
it is.
I do too. They're not.
It's
one
still
of
the best
because
conference,
to
though.
me-
They'll have the most pro draft
Yeah,
picks.
Right.
But they are
No,
over. They're not what they
well,
were. Nick Saban's not there
I
anymore.
think it's lacking in coaching, though.
But Ohio,
Like they're going crazy about Lane Kiffin. I don't think
No,
Lane Kiffin's
he's not that
What has he
good of a
won?
coach.
What has
the
Lane
Big
Kiffin
Ten has
ever
better
won?
coaches than the SEC. The Big Ten. They were telling me I'm an SEC.
Lane-
I'm not an SEC.
Lane
I'm not a
Kiffin-
homer for anybody. I go by what I said. Big Ten has better
like
coaches.
good football.
Lane
Yeah,
Kiffin,
yeah.
Lane Kiffin has never won any. I don't
No.
think he's ever won a championship.
horseshit.
I think actually I take that back. I think at FAU, I think he might have won that conference. I don't even know that. But when he was the
He
head
did.
coach-
He did. He did win
But
his
if Ole Miss
conference.
At
wins,
FAU.
if Ole
Yeah.
Miss wins
Okay.
the national championship,
Or
he
was
doesn't
that
get
Scott
a ring,
Frost?
does he?
One of the
Does he
two.
get a ring, a national championship ring?
Who?
Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
I know he's getting pay bonuses.
still getting
Each win
paid.
they get, he's
Right.
getting more
So if
money.
they
Yeah.
win the
He
national
don't give a shit
championship,
about
what
the
does he
ring, Greg.
get?
He's getting the
But I'm
bonuses.
just telling you.
I don't know. I don't
Then
have.
he would have won something,
Generally,
but
how
he wasn't there.
Correct. Generally, how that works, it's up to the organization. Do they give somebody, even though he's a former member, but he was a key part of it? Do you give them? Some of them do, some of them don't. But Ohio State lost because their offensive line never played anybody with speed that could move. They got in against Indiana. Those kids are quick. They're undersized, tough kids. There's something going on about Indiana. I'm looking at this. I was looking at the steroid
They're-
angle
I don't understand
the other
it.
day.
They're
I
also
can't
the
find.
oldest team.
There's been no
Yes,
steroid.
They're also the oldest team in the
Indiana
the
is?
college football
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah, so they're all old. They've been in the weight
They,
room longer.
what I would say
They have
Indiana
6-year
is
players on the team.
they're like the quintessential NCAA tournament basketball team.
Exactly.
That's you got 4 and 5 and 6-year grad players, and they beat up on the freshman Kentucky team. That's the only thing that kind of makes
There
sense.
really isn't anybody on Indiana outside of Mendoza.
How many? I wanted to ask you.
No,
how many-
Mendoza's the only
how many,
first round
How many
pick.
NFL players do they have?
They'll probably have, I'm going to say,
5.
no, there'll be 7 or 8 guys drafted. They've got 2 offensive linemen, the 2 receivers.
How many top 100 guys?
2 pass rush. Almost none of them are top
One,
100.
besides
the,
Mendoza.
the number 1 team, Ohio State fans, for top 100 prospects, Ohio State had 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ohio State missed an opportunity here. They didn't play anybody, and Ryan Day's got issues. They go on about Matty Patricia. See, we've seen him. I know Matty Patricia.
him very well.
See, that tells you when Ryan Day hires a guy like Matt Patricia,
It's just
that tells you
crazy.
what you have. You don't have any. If Ohio State got the right coaches, they'd never lose a game.
Well-
if they got the right, or one game every. They'd have a
No,
Saban
but you
type
do.
thing down there.
They've done it. Just look at Jim Tressel and Urban. Those guys, they lost
They
a
wouldn't-
game.
you get to
and
run-
even Ryan. It was
He's had
negative.
12.
No, but we're being negative on Ryan Day. He don't lose many games.
He's missed national championship opportunity. They should have won the national championship this year.
One thing that's crazy about Ohio State too, They have not won the Big Ten since 2019. I know the conferences don't mean anything, but that is crazy.
It still matters to a
They've
certain aspect.
the amount of money they've
It
spent to
is.
not win a that's insane.
It does seem kind of strange that he hasn't been able to pull that off there.
That's
But
wild.
but what I would say
in that same time period, Michigan has 3.
Sitting here now, and you can see what these picks are worth if you watch some of the shows. They're worth absolutely nothing. It's hard to look at this how we don't end up with an Indiana Miami championship game. Your point on that beating somebody twice, that is well taken. See, in the NFL, you play your division teams twice. NFL teams don't get into they don't get into
Let's focus back on the structure of the committee and the format and all that. Should the second round quarterfinal game, should that be a neutral site game, or should the higher ranked team get another home game? Or they get the home game. So like Oregon would have had to have gone to Texas Tech versus playing in, I think it was the Fiesta Bowl.
So my thing,
like you reward the higher seed with a home game.
In theory, you should, but they got to get the seedings right. There's no way Ohio State should have been the 2 seed. They lost.
I thought they should have been 3.
No, I thought they should have been 4 or 5.
How could Ohio State not be the 2 seed? They were undefeated.
No, they lost.
They lost.
Indiana.
No, but
you said they didn't play anybody.
I would have gave Georgia.
Yeah, but so you
Georgia
put
won the
Georgia over
SEC.
them?
I would have put Georgia 2.
Yeah, Georgia should have been at Ohio
Georgia
State.
maybe
and
2.
Tech won their bowl game. Tech should have been 3. Ohio State.
You
been 4.
could.
So if we're gonna do,
if they got it set
No,
up,
I
right,
think they need to do go neutral.
So you think they should just
If
keep
you
it
got
neutral
16
still?
teams, just go fucking neutral.
Go like the basketball tournament, all neutral.
Yeah,
what's
all
the
neutral.
reward?
Make them all bowl
Yeah, but-
games. That's
see,
whatever the
by
bowl games
putting-
So don't reward the
by
regular
putting
season at all.
bonuses out there, though,
You
you do
know
make
what?
the
You
regular
could, the
season
first
relevant.
round.
one at a time, guys. So what, Ross?
By giving some carrot out there. It's like what the NFL does.
Yeah.
Seattle gets what? A week off? And then if they win 2 home games,
They're
they're
in.
in the Super Bowl. The college should set theirs up the same way.
Yeah.
If
There should be a
Indiana
home
was
field
really
advantage.
the number 1 team. See, if everybody would play everybody, then you guys wouldn't be bitching about the seeding. I was looking at college basketball, and I used to make fun of college basketball. They have it down.
They do.
They got a tournament
for the most part.
Everybody plays everybody.
Yeah.
Like Michigan's
yeah,
number
there's
2.
also more games.
Michigan's
Yeah.
number 2.
There's 30 games compared
Yeah,
to
but
12.
they could still. Oh, you could do this in
But
college.
yeah,
They do it in
but-
the NFL.
No,
17
you
games
can't,
they
it can't
do it.
Be, it can never be the NFL. College has 130 teams.
No, but you don't. If you go down to 40
And not
or
every-
50
No, but I'm
teams.
saying as it is right now, you can't.
Yeah,
it can't be
I-
done. Not
but-
everybody can play everybody.
Are you
There's
going
too
to
many
come up
teams.
with a
Even in-
system that
even
gives you
in
a
the NFL.
champion? The way they're doing it, you're never going to get a viable champion. You
Even
never
in
are.
the NFL, everybody doesn't play everyone.
But there's enough
True.
of a cross section.
And I'm starting to get. Yeah, the Bears won the
The
division.
Bears and
No,
the Patriots
the-
had easier
The Bears. You know what the
schedules.
Bears went in the division? They're the worst team in the division. They
Okay.
went 2-4 and they won.
I'm
the
glad
division.
you brought that up.
How does that
John
even
Ross.
make sense?
I'm glad you brought that up because you know at
The Bears went
2
2 and 4 in the division
And won
and won the division.
only 3 teams have ever done that.
I mean, how does that make any
No,
sense?
but
It's
listen-
schedule.
listen-
They didn't play anybody.
No, they won a lot of games late.
They played bad teams.
But I have a total argument to refute. There's a big MVP fight in the NFL going on right now. This is a little different topic between Matthew Stafford and Drake May. And the people who say May shouldn't win it, they're saying he has too easy of a schedule. It's too
I'm
easy
not
of a
saying
schedule.
that.
No. So here's what they did. Him and little Matthew have 6 common games between 6 really bad teams. And there's a rating. I know you guys don't know much about analytics, but the number, Drake May in those 6 games came out with a 70. Little Matthew in those 6 games came out with a 50. That's a big difference. So what it meant was what's against common opponents, only 6. Only 6, not the same schedule. Common opponents, 6 out of 17.
Well,
we can make a legitimate comparison between 2 players, and you could do the same thing with the teams if they'd start playing each other.
I would go with May.
Get your 50, 60 teams that actually have a chance to win. Would you say Tulane and
Craig,
James Madison?
Dad,
No
we don't-
chance.
We don't have.
I said that before the first thing I
They have no
went out.
chance. I agree 100% with you. What the hell were they even in
I
there to
agree
begin
with
with?
you.
Right.
College is going to get there, but we're not there yet.
But they
So
bet.
you can't-
Well, I'm
Right.
telling you, if they want to
We're not
keep the
there
TV ratings and people really going,
I will
with
say-
it, they better get there.
a lot of these games.
A
lot of these games-
Craig, what I see going on is
They are hard to
football is
watch.
going down.
It's hard to
the
watch
drain.
the whole game.
Oh, it is. They're bullshit
hard.
game.
Yeah,
That
unless you have money
Oregon
on it,
James.
it
Did
is
you watch
hard.
the whole Oregon
you got
James
money on it,
Madison
it's a
game,
lot
John
easier.
Ross? Did you?
What's
Craig,
that?
did you watch the whole Oregon James Madison game?
I didn't
start
watch
to
the second
finish?
of it.
I did watch it from start to finish.
You
I
left
didn't
because
watch it.
I
I didn't
left
watch
at
the second
halftime.
I watched it.
What was it at halftime?
I watched it.
35-7.
I got a call from the visor, and people don't know the visor, but I got a call from the
powerful.
visor, and he says, I knew Oregon was going to blow them out. I knew Oregon was going to cover.
So what was
They
he
didn't
saying for
cover.
the second
They
half?
didn't cover.
The
Of course they didn't
visor's
cover. I
famous
knew
for
my
that.
bet was done. I knew I was done.
He is a.
They were winning 34-3.
He'll say stuff, and then it's like just bet the opposite because there's no way it can happen, and then it happens.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
I know.
They went 99 yards.
Oregon
on the
does
last
have
drive.
2 pass rush guys. That they're both Samoan Asian kids. Well, the one kid, Ugeli or whatever, he's related to that kid who was at
Clemson, the brother. He's his
He's
brother.
the
yeah.
quarterback. And see, those Oregon kids, they don't show up to play all the time. And I don't have any faith in Lanning.
Well,
Jesiah Lanning lost twice to DeBoer a couple years ago. I could see him losing twice to old Signetti there. Oh, the other line I found out about little Signetti from the NFL people, and these are just scouts who go through Indiana's football building. I guess he is a dick. And that's what they say. Signetti.
Oh, yeah. Of
course.
No, I guess, yeah, but he's a bad guy. You want to keep, and that's people like me saying that. Okay, so when I say somebody's a bad guy,
It means
Indiana's given this clown $93 million or whatever he's got. There's a reason it took him so long to get a head coaching job. So, and I don't know, like you're saying, they're older and all that. There's something going on. They look faster and stronger than everybody they play. And these kids they've got, they weren't that way when they came out of high
Let's
school.
just look at this.
So,
I've watched Big Ten football my whole life. Indiana, as a program, they're UNLV level bad. Like historically,
No, they're worse.
It's one of the worst.
They're, right in
they're
that
second
group.
all time in losing percentage, winning percentage in the history of college football. So it's not like he's doing this at Notre Dame. He's at Indiana.
You talk
seems
about schedule.
odd to me.
You want to talk about schedule and playing somebody. He didn't beat anybody last year. He played Ohio State and Notre Dame. They kicked his ass both times. This year he's beat Ohio State.
And he beat Oregon.
And now he's beat Alabama.
Let me say this, though.
And then
I think
the
that's
Dan
the best
Lanning,
thing.
Oregon led
It's not
crew.
just Signetti that should get credit for Indiana. Mark Cuban should get credit. He's donated an undisclosed amount of money. They just got Marsh from Michigan State. He just transferred
What
to
the
Indiana.
fuck is Mark Cuban giving money to Indiana
He's
for?
an Indiana grad.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
I didn't
graduate
know
from
that.
Indiana.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I assumed. As soon as I didn't know that either.
Graduate from
But as soon as
Indiana.
he said that, I was like, oh, he must be
He
a grad.
So
He
they
might-
got their Phil Knight then.
he
didn't
kinda-
they?
Phil
what
Knight never graduated from Oregon, I don't think.
Well, he sure as hell gives him
I
a
don't
lot of
think he
money
gra- I
there
think
with
he
the
went like
Nike.
2
I don't know
years.
where the
I
hell
could
he
be
graduated.
wrong.
Most of them computer boys dropped out because they saw they could make more money than sticking around college, or at least Bill Gates and the boys left Harvard there. It wouldn't surprise me if Knight did something. And he's not, I know he's the apparel, tennis shoes, whatever, but if he figured out he could make money doing
Okay.
that.
John, what's the line to the Oregon game?
4.
4. It opened at 4.5.
Yeah.
I think it's down to 3 on
Here,
ESPN.
I'll-
No,
that's
it's,
right.
I looked on ESPN. It's 4,
Oh, yeah.
but it could be 3.5. I mean, it's a field goal
Yeah, you
under a
gotta shop
touchdown.
the
It's a
line.
pick'em level. It's a close
Both-
game. they're
Both
saying.
games are pick 'em.
Yeah.
The Miami.
No, either team has a chance. I mean, it's not.
That's a 3 and
Okay, so who do you guys? We'll pick the
Yeah.
games. Craig, who do you like? Who are you going to bet in the Oregon Indiana game? Who do you think's going to win it?
I already answered that question.
This is the formal part of the show.
Oh, okay, former
Yeah.
part of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the game for betting purposes but if I have to bet,
I agree with you.
I'd probably bet Indiana because Indiana has blown everybody out. They already beat Oregon by 10 at Oregon.
Well, they haven't blown everybody out, Craig.
Not
Crop in
everybody.
the Iowa tape and the Penn State
the
tape
Iowa one
and
was right.
the Ohio State.
They
Big
came
Ten.
back and won. That's right. They came
They
back.
beat Penn
That's
State
why he
by
won the
a-
Heisman.
last
a
play.
play
of
of
the
the
Last
game.
play of the game. Yeah.
Against
They
the
literally
Penn
won by a
State team,
toe.
they gave up
But that was
60
when
to
Penn State was
To
UCLA.
answer his
Penn
question,
State.
No, it wasn't.
nothing surprises
Franklin
me.
was fired.
Anybody
Oh,
can
my
beat
bad.
anybody.
And that's
UCLA.
see, the talent level is so watered down by the money and the lack of good football players. That's what you have.
So
I
Russ,
think it's in the NFL.
Which team do you have? So it's Indy minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Indiana.
Indiana. I'm going Oregon. I don't think they.
It's the
could
Peach
lose
Bowl. It's in
twice.
Georgia. That's not an advantage
it's
to
neutral
anybody.
site.
I guess a smidge to. I don't know. It's neutral.
It's probably not.
I guess I'll go Indiana, but I'm not like.
I don't
going
trust
for it.
Lanning. I just don't trust Lanning. I don't know enough
I don't like
about
Lanning
Sig,
either.
but see, Lanning
Oregon's
lost them
never
two
won
to-
a championship. in it.
Lanning lost them
Never.
2 to
Never.
DeBoer.
They got Auburn with
Oregon
Chip
is
Kelly
very
in
talented.
2000.
They've
I will
spent
say
a
this
lot
though.
of money on that team.
Oregon has the better team.
Personnel wise.
Maybe personnel talent. The thing none of us know is what the locker room's like. Unless you're in the locker room with all the guys and all the trainers and all the.
My
everybody,
sense is
you don't know what.
my
the
sense is
camaraderie
Indiana's
is.
locker room. Everybody's locked in like
Yeah.
Harbaugh had Michigan a
think
couple
so.
years ago. See, I think that Oregon locker room is something like what Alabama has, and something like what he's got going with Underwood here. I got my money. I got mine. So why do I got to
Right.
go lift weights and run? And you know, Underwood tools around Michigan's campus an amazing blue Corvette there. That's really helping you get ready to win a football game. I'm telling you, the quality of football is going way down.
Okay,
I may
next
not
game,
know
We,
much.
we understand. We know. I agree with you, but you say it I watch these games. The Rams basically lost the 1 seed because they can't execute a special teams play. If you look at the 2 losses, they lost to the Eagles on a blocked field goal, and they couldn't make a field goal or they couldn't cover a punt against Seattle, and that's how they lost.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be the 1 seed. So I agree with you. You're seeing it in the NFL.
There's a reason why Phillip Rivers came out of retirement because these
44-year-old
Yeah,
man.
and he didn't look that bad.
Yeah, these second,
Like,
third string
It's
quarterbacks
become
can't
too
easier
easy
to
to play
play.
quarterback.
I
And
agree.
it's why somebody like Mendoza can get away with what he gets away with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next game.
Ole Miss, Miami.
Miami's minus 3.5.
And that's the Fiesta Bowl. Again, no advantage either way, pure neutral site. I'm gonna ride with the Ole Miss quarterback. I like Trinidad. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss. They're the story. They're the Cinderella story. Ole Miss has never won anything ever in the history of
It
the
would be
program.
hilarious to watch Lane Kiffin.
It would be kind of
Yeah.
perfect to see him. He wants to go win a national championship, and he just left the team that
Right,
won the
that
national.
won it.
That's what I'm
That'd be
rooting
crazy.
for. So I'm going Ole Miss. That's a 3.5 point spread. Miami's minus 3.5.
I'm riding the team that just beat the national champions. I'm going Miami. They went from borderline not making the playoffs to then going on this arguably Cinderella run themselves. I think Miami's going to win. What about you, Craig?
Well, I think that I didn't expect Ole Miss to be here. I thought Georgia. When there was 18, when there was 12, I already told you James Madison wasn't going to be there and Tulane wasn't going to be. When there was 8 teams left, I go, Ole Miss is the only team that didn't have a shot. That Ole Miss is the only team I didn't think have a.
They are playing with a chip
I
on
agree
their
with
shoulder. They're playing with the chip
So
on
the
their
other
shoulder.
7 I thought. So I guess I got to go with the U because
It's okay. Chief.
I mean I'm impressed with their defense. So I'm going old U.
What do you
Whose
like?
defense are you impressed with?
Oh,
Miami.
Yeah.
The
Where you
U,
going?
the old U.
These two
not
on
the
you.
old
I'm
Miss.
on Ole Miss.
See, this
Ole
is
Miss
a game
for fun.
What you just kind of saw here. It's a game between. Do you vote with your heart? You know, Trinidad Chambliss, and he's out there scrambling around, all 5'8.5" of him trying to make a play.
6-1 on Google.
And then you got Bain, and you got the other monster with Miami there. But how I look at this game, see, I think Mario Castrobal's another idiot. You've seen some of his magic at Oregon over there when he was the coach there for you guys.
That is crazy. Would you feel about that if he goes to Miami and wins?
I don't know if this guy at Ole Miss is any good because I've only seen
The
him be
coach, right.
the coach.
Right.
But he didn't look too bad against Kirby Stupid there, although
Right.
sometimes that's not
No,
too
I
hard
was
to do.
surprised he got out
excuse
coached.
me, it's Kirby Smart. But Kirby Stupid there with Georgia. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. But, again, that's more with if you look at personnel, Miami's got the better player.
Right.
One thing to watch in that Ole Miss game is what happens with Carson Beck. If Chambliss goes off and Ole Miss starts scoring points, Miami's going to have to let Beck go. And every time this year when they've had to let him go,
He's making mistakes.
he had 20 picks there. I forget it, 20 games was his streak. So when they let him go, if that's how that game goes, if Ole Miss turns that into a
Shootout.
38-35,
I don't think it will be though.
But
Their
the-
defense looked too good. The
Bain
last
is
2
a
weeks.
top 10 pick. The other kid will probably go in the first round. Miami has tremendous personnel. Ole Miss is better than people think.
What about
I
that
don't like Ole
D
Miss's
line guy?
defense.
Eccles is that his name?
Who?
The D line guy.
who?
For Ole Miss.
No.
What's his name?
It is Eccles. No,
Eccles.
he had good
Eccles.
penetration against
he
Georgia.
looked awesome.
Well,
Like,
sometimes
is he going
did.
pro?
I mean,
is he
you
a
know,
first round?
he's what they call a 3 technique. When he was beating guys off the block and he gets penetration, he looks like $1 million. There's other film on that though, Craig, where the Georgia lineman got a fit on him. Georgia ran for over 100 yards in the first half. He's an undersized D tackle that gets penetration, potential pass rush, round 3 through 5.
Yeah, but he looked good that
No,
game.
he had
was
awesome. When he makes his play,
and he was walking the.
when he makes a play, he looks
damn
good.
God.
But the problem is he's not really big enough and strong enough. So when they get a fit on him, he gets washed out of there. Kirby Stupid screwed that game up. Georgia could have ran the ball
So
down.
Ole Miss,
Yeah.
the U.
I got you.
And then
And then, so in mine, it's Miami and Oregon. I think that's a great national championship game.
Well, those are the 2 best teams
Talent-wise.
personnel-wise. That I would actually go with Oregon because I think Dante Moore's better than Beck, and I like Oregon's offensive personnel, and they have the 2 DNs for the pass rush. They can get to. Although Miami has a tackle, Miami's got 2 top 10 picks: the pass rush guy and offensive tackle. But if it went that way, I'd go with Oregon. If that's how it all. If it got.
So
to
anyway,
that.
that's my.
So what do I got? Indiana against the Miami University.
Yeah.
Right, which means that the probably what will happen will be Ole Miss
Cuban
against
missile.
who will Ole Miss play? They'll play
Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind either game. I don't. Yeah.
No, well, the Chambliss kid.
Betting wise, there's
The
nothing there.
Chambliss kid at Ole Miss. It's fun to watch him because he's one of those guys. He'll throw a 60-yard touchdown pass. He can run it 30, 40 yards. He's hard to get on the ground so he can negate pass rush.
The national championship game is in Miami.
Ooh.
It is in Miami.
So if the U got there.
That would be a big advantage.
Right.
I mean, if the home game.
Right, but Indiana will still be favored in that game, though.
Yeah.
Indiana's by far. That's an easy pick, though. I mean, that's why I'm being picking.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oregon 11-1 I have has value. You
Well,
bet Indiana
to
right
keep
now.
going
There's
with
no value.
Indiana,
It's like even money.
I don't have a problem to keep going with Indiana because
It's even money right now.
I think you got to ride him.
When Harbaugh
Right.
had that thing going with Michigan 2 years ago, like if you looked at it, was Michigan the most talented? Well, we've seen J.J. McCarthy in the NFL. They won a national championship without a quarterback. But the coach and the players,
They're
and
all
that's
in,
what Indiana has. The players believe in those. A lot of those players go back with Siggett, James
So
Madison.
they've been 5 years.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's-
so
So
Yeah,
you think this
that's
guy
why they-
cheats? You think they're all doing steroids? Is that what you were talking about?
I don't
10
think
minutes
so.
ago?
they
Look at
got to
their
do
guys.
something because you don't normally see guys get that much stronger
Maybe they steal
and
signs.
quicker.
Maybe they're stealing signs like Michigan.
I just think they're older. They've been working out. There's guys.
No,
that
that's
are
an
on the
advantage.
team.
No, BYU,
That is an
BYU
advantage.
has always had that advantage. You can be 25 years old and playing on a BYU.
Exactly.
You take a 25-year-old against an 18-year-old, that's a big deal.
Exactly.
But
so
it's-
I think
but
that's why they're looking
usually
bigger, better,
in
faster,
that-
stronger.
Usually, but Indiana does it with quickness.
Also, by the
They're a
way,
smaller team.
breaking news: Indiana got Hoover in the transfer portal from TCU,
Yeah.
so he's going to take.
Well,
over
that was
the
what you
well,
wanted to talk. The portal's what's changing
Oh,
everything.
it's huge.
That's why Indiana got good all of a sudden too, though.
Well,
You-
it's like the NFL free agency. They hit on some of
doubt.
their portal picks,
The
and they had
portal
easy
pick.
schedule.
and are they going to do this portal? Are they going to have like salary caps? Like
we're not even there yet.
They're not
Like-
even.
like you-
the Hoover kid, from what I've heard,
Craig,
is,
we
it's
don't
the
really-
bidding on Hoover
there's
started
like
at
4,500
$5
kids,
Craig,
right?
we don't know even what these teams actually spend.
Yeah.
It's not like they have
Right.
to report. Here's
Right.
Here's
So
our
I'm saying,
payroll.
right.
You know, we don't
I
even
had
know.
not heard $30 million at
35.
Where was that at?
Ohio State.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. That doesn't surprise me.
and then 27 at Tech, right?
I know Tech was 27. I heard that number, which turns out it was chump change. If
Ohio
not-
State
so I actually
loses
Ohio
money
State-
every year
I
in their
actually
athletic
thought
department
Ohio
They
State
lose
paid
money.
more. I thought it was like 38, which just
That's
a few.
not good. Why would you lose money?
because they spend it.
That's all easy. They dump it right back.
Ryan
into the
Day makes
football
like $14
program.
million a year.
Coaches' salaries, players, facilities. When they travel to these bowl games, they never make any money on that. You look at everybody you got to take. The band.
So how much revenue do they make when they have a home game? They have 105,000 fans, and each $100 a
Ticket sales, like
$100 a ticket. Let's say I don't know.
Way more.
Way more. Okay, times 100,000.
But they're going through money like it's water.
And I said the
Correct.
athletic department. It's not just the football. The football team has to pay for everything else.
Yeah,
Ohio
they
State.
pay outside of D1 basketball. They pay for everything
Like
else.
what else is good at Ohio? I mean, they're basketball. They're not really like it's the football program. You know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with the playoff of college football? I think we hit it.
I thought a lot of the games have been duds except Ole Miss and Georgia.
I
So
thought the
that's-
Miami game was
Oh, yeah,
entertaining.
yeah.
Miami and Ohio State
Yeah.
have some moments.
The Miami A&M game.
We probably like the Miami Ohio State game because Ohio State lost.
Yeah.
It proves us right.
It wasn't
We-
as close.
we all
It
had-
does, I do wonder at
kind of-
Ohio State, though, how many of these they got to sit through where all I hear is, that's Randy Moss there, that's
No,
Jerry
it's the
Rice,
greatest
that's
college
Joe
football team I've ever
Montana,
seen.
And
People
you
are
come
saying
out
that.
and they get 14 points, 10 points. And
Not fans.
the U defense is good, but did you watch the U against Virginia earlier this year and some of those? I
Yeah.
mean, Louisville, I don't
shut
know.
Well,
Yeah,
how'd they
yeah,
lose those? They lost at SMU. I had SMU that
That's
game.
Mario Cristo.
Jim Brockman lives.
That's
I had SMU.
Jim
money
Brockman.
line.
How did Ryan?
his
They
dad
lost
played-
at UNLV.
The
Yeah,
committee,
At
the
Louisville.
committee was trying to tell us Miami didn't even belong in the tournament, and Ohio State was their number 2 seed. So like I say, there's a lot of BS going on. That's why I lose my temper.
And also, there's some they got to change with the playoffs. You already said, John, The teams that have a bye are 1-7 because they have too much time off.
That's you can't simulate game speed.
And Indiana might have lost against any other team, but they played
like
the team
one of you
that
said nobody's hitting anybody.
Yeah.
But anyway, Indiana played the team that probably shouldn't have been in the playoffs in the first place. Bama, they blew Bama out.
I will say
and
this.
that's probably why they won.
That Texas Tech offense did not seem the talent that Oregon's defense had. They hadn't seen anybody like that in the Big 12.
Not their whole year. Not there, and we also, you heard people from BYU and Utah screaming about how they should have been in there. You mentioned Vanderbilt. None of those teams. I watched Vanderbilt get their ass kicked by Iowa.
So what I mean, obviously, we have a Michigan lean on the show.
Well, you do. I try to stay unbiased.
I'm a Michigan
Michigan
fan.
would have been there
Because of my dad, but now he's not a Michigan fan. Okay.
Yeah, but if you have 16 teams,
like,
Michigan's right there if they have 16 teams.
No.
They're
I'm
bitching.
talking about,
Michigan had no business in this
I'm
tournament.
not talking about Michigan in the playoff. I'm talking about, so within a 3-week time period, Sharon Moore was fired with cause with having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. He then was fired by the athletic director. Ward Manuel still amazingly has his job.
When he tried covering up, I heard.
No.
We don't know that yet, Josiah.
He's
The
being investigated.
investigation
No,
is
okay.
not
We're
done.
gonna see-
Go ahead, account.
Sorry.
So
Possibly, though.
he then he finds out he gets fired. He goes home, I guess gets into an argument with his wife, threatens to kill himself there. Then he leaves and goes across town to the mistress's house apartment, breaks into her house, grabs scissors and butter knives, and threatens to kill himself when the cops come, I guess.
Well, threatens to kill her and then threatens to kill
He
himself.
did not threaten to kill her.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was fake news.
Yes,
Just
it was.
It was Fox,
Just
right?
himself. And then he was arrested. He's going through a trial, I guess.
Well,
He's
yeah.
gone and been deleted.
Right.
And Michigan hired Kyle Winningham from Utah.
Hall of Fame coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they also
I could
got
have said it quicker. He has a sexual problem and he got axed.
Yeah. But I wanted to give
That's
a
the bottom line.
real.
Well, he wants to get into all the little
Okay,
details here.
So, I mean, where it's a podcast, you got to
Yeah.
give the
the whole
details.
news.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Dad, of Michigan losing? Amazingly, Sharon Moore messed up his deal, and now you end up with Kyle. So, what do you think?
I told you before you ran out there to the SC game because you were trying to get me to go to that. I didn't want to go. I thought they were going to lose the game. Well, after I watched that game, Michigan was poorly coached. It's bad, Michigan. Michigan
very
had enough
It
talent
makes sense,
this
though,
year.
It makes total sense.
Makes total sense.
And it all comes together. When
Let's start with
I
asking strip
did
clubs.
my summer work last year on Michigan and Ohio State, I actually felt Michigan had a shot at the playoff based on personnel, what I saw at their practices, the players that they had. As far as Ohio State goes, like I said, it's kind of like a Chinese fire drill.
Well, last year Michigan had 4 guys in the first round.
Yeah, but
three or four.
Moore was not coaching the team. That's why you underperform. And I don't know what's going on with Bryce Underwood. I looked at his high school tape. I didn't think there was anything there with the kid. I still don't think there's much there.
When all this stuff broke, there was a lot of stuff that was not completely
Over-exaggerated.
Well, because originally I heard that she had broken up with him,
Yeah.
so they made it
That
seem
was wrong.
No, yeah, she broke up with him, and then in retaliation, he said, "Well, if you're going to break with me, I'm firing you."
Josiah,
And then
she was making $95,000
Well, yeah,
a year.
gave
in
her a raise.
Pay increase.
but he broke up with her, and then she said, "Oh, you're going to break up with me? Now I'm going to go to the athletic department and bring all the evidence."
See, my thing is, why is stuff like you just got a bunch of bad
but
people.
no,
in college.
but beyond that, the Sharon Moore thing, he's
done now.
I feel bad for him and his family. Whatever. The new coach is Kyle Winningham. What do you think of him as the new coach?
We'll see what he does.
I mean, do you think it was a good hire?
You Michigan fans are acting. I think it's as good
I'm
as
not
they
acting
could have
like
done
him.
given the circumstances
Okay.
that they had.
Do you think they did a better job?
He's a 66-year-old man. It worked for him at Utah. We'll see if what he
Could
did at
this
Utah
be-
works in Ann Arbor.
Could this be like a Pete Carroll and Raiders thing? Where
I could see it going that way very easily.
Okay.
I could see it. You're a 66-year-old man.
Because he is old.
And
now,
he's
something
gonna-
I was
now,
excited
here's-
about.
let me
I don't
give
think
you
it'll be that bad.
Well, let me get. This is why I don't think it's going to
that
be
bad.
Pete Carroll. He's bringing all his young assistants
Exactly.
with it.
So that's something I want to
They've
bring
got an
up.
offensive line
And-
coach who's really good. The D coordinator.
Well, their OC in general
the
is
Beck
great.
fella.
But the talent, the Raiders' talent versus Michigan's
and
talent.
also
is not the
Michigan
same.
does have some players.
The
They've
Raiders
still
have
got
nothing.
problems at quarterback.
They do.
I don't know what you're going to do with Underwood. I've heard about some Mormon kid who just got back from a mission. he was supposedly going to go to Utah. He's got some. It almost is like a fairy tale name, Bucky O'Brien or something. No, but supposedly the kid can play.
I do think Winningham though is going to have a backup behind him. That it's not going to be like we're more just gave it
you
to
just
Underwood.
told me Mikey Keene was in the portal. I'm surprised Winningham didn't try to keep Keene. Because Keene could win in Willingham's system.
I think Whittingham's going to bring somebody in.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Their OC is supposed to be like a QB guru or something, right?
Utah had the number.
Jason Beck.
Yeah, they had the number 5 offense.
His brother
in the nation.
or father, I think, was a guy named John Beck, who was drafted in the 2nd round in the NFL by the Miami Dolphins. Actually, a former Michigan coach was coaching the Dolphins at the time, and Beck ended up getting that guy fired after 1 or 2 years with the Dolphins. They run a spread.
Do you think, okay, so he signed a 5-year contract. Do you think Michigan could win a national championship?
They could, but I do think,
100%.
I also think there's a possibility it could go the other way as well.
Anything can go that way.
Yeah, but Michigan, either way. It's hard to win at Michigan. They always make things more, it's kind of like what Ohio State's doing with Day. They're causing their own problem. You got a way of doing things, and they just won't do it. And Michigan's the same way.
I mean, he's the only thing I don't like about it. He's from Utah. He has no connection to the Midwest. Now he has kept some guys on the staff that have a lot of Midwest ties. But
if you win, that all takes care of itself.
From his style standpoint,
his philosophy,
fits, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better fit.
Yeah. He wants to run the ball.
Fit.
Also, they snatched one of the Chiefs. I think.
Well, no, it's his
DL coach.
No, it's his son.
Oh, it's his son.
Yeah. We got a little nepotism.
But Whittingham's son, Alex Whittingham, has coached for the Chiefs for the last 8 years.
He's coached for the Chiefs.
No, he's in the NFL.
He's been the linebacker coach there.
No, he's assistant D-line coach.
DL, yep.
Craig, he's. As my dad, you talk to him, he doesn't really give you a clear answer. I don't.
Right. Well, he goes on his tangents.
But what do you? In a 3-week time period, Michigan loses Sherrone Moore and gets Kyle Whittingham kind of out of nowhere. What do you think of the hire?
Well, I think that the guy should never have the job, but because Jim Harbaugh gave it to him.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Jim Harbaugh gave this guy the job, basically.
What do you think of Whittingham, though?
But that's where I'm going with this. Willingham's better than
Sherrone Moore.
Yeah, he's better. So you definitely got a better coach. But I don't think he's no Jim Harbaugh either. I don't think he can last in the NFL like Harbaugh. Harbaugh's been in the NFL too. Harbaugh's been to the Super Bowl.
But we're not asking him where he's coaching Michigan. He's never going to coach in the NFL.
Who?
Whittingham.
Right. What I'm saying is he's not as good as Harbaugh, but he's better than Sherrone.
He's got a 5-year contract. Do you think he could win a national championship? Or do you think they'll make the playoffs in that 5 years?
No, absolutely. Well, he better make the playoffs or he's going to get fired.
Of course. I mean,
he needs to make the playoffs next year, in my opinion.
That is one thing about Willingham, John Ross. It's easy to get out of that contract with him. It's short and it's not worth that much money.
2 years he gets done.
Given the time of year where this broke, where you're way past hiring anybody because the season's all the coaching carousel is over, they did get a future college Hall of Fame coach. As to whether it's going to work at Michigan or not, all you can do is sit back and watch. It is not like these guys talk, a done deal where he's going to walk in and Michigan's all of a sudden going to start winning 10, 11, 12 games. They don't have a quarterback right now.
They've already been winning.
No, I think
they won 9 games this year.
I think it's a 9-win team.
Against one of the worst schedules. They should have won all 12 games if they had any kind of a coach.
I don't think. See,
believe me, this stuff can go.
The year before, didn't they win 10 last year?
9
they went 9. They were 8-5 last year.
Oh, last year 8-5.
Yeah, and this year
9-4 this year.
But with Harbaugh, they were 12-0.
Harbaugh's last 3 years, they lost 1 game, I think.
2 games, 3 games.
But
I don't think he's going to take him to that level.
I don't think he is.
But
either.
I do think he'll get him in the playoffs.
We'll see.
I mean, if he doesn't,
because you can. The thing about the playoff, anything can happen in the playoff. Will they be? Like in these 5 years, could they make it 3 times out of that 5 years?
They should.
You know what I mean? Like they go 4 out of 5.
He needs to come into Michigan and let Michigan run. Michigan has a historic program of always being at the top in football.
Oh, relevant.
So they're always except for that one when they had that Rich Rodriguez guy.
He's the worst coach in the
Michigan has the.
Willingham should make the playoffs every year. Now, whether you win a national championship, I don't think so. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I think you'll go 5 years, and Willingham will not win you a national championship. But you'll win 10 games 1 year, make the playoffs. You'll win You know,
Can he beat Ohio State?
The big thing is, can he beat Ohio State? You mentioned Pat Fitzgerald. Can he beat Michigan State? Because he comes out his first year
100%.
and loses those 2 games, and the fan base is going to be screaming for a belt right
beat
there.
Ohio State?
Yeah. And I might add too.
If he gets the full 5 years, he'll beat him.
Like, can he beat him next year?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the team. I don't know.
It is tough. It is
because
the portal.
of the portal,
Yeah,
right? You don't know who's going to play next year.
You would say, though,
half the team's
Ohio
be
State
gone.
getting Julian Sand back and their receiver Jeremiah Smith, according to them,
They should be the
those
favorite.
2 guys.
They're going to be the favorite.
Well, that should be the national championship, is Julian Sand
But
and
Ohio State's
Jeremiah
always the
Smith.
favorite. It doesn't matter.
Ohio State's got to rebuild their defense. They got to do something with that offensive line. But I still don't see how you get around Ryan Day. He never does really commit to the run game.
All right, well, let's pause it here.
We don't know about Willingham. Nobody knows. Let's see what happens with him. I think it could be an unmitigated disaster. I think there is a chance
I'll give
he
my.
could win a
I
championship.
I don't think he'll be an unmitigated disaster. I think he sets a really good floor. Like, I think he's never gonna. I think he'll win 8 or more games every year.
I would say this.
Winningham.
Willingham.
If he doesn't, you get fired.
I understand.
Sharoney Moore was winning 8 games.
Like
John
you said,
Ross.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I mean,
9
come on.
games.
Like you said, does he go 10 to 10 plus? I think he could.
The one thing I would say about Willingham that intrigues me is he is bringing in a number of assistants who are actually younger guys. Like this offensive line coach he's bringing in.
Well, and Underwood's critical
Utah's
too.
going to have
Underwood's the key.
Utah's going to have 2 offensive tackles go in the top 20 picks in the NFL draft this year. And this offensive line coach, these are kids from like Utah. He's taken 4-star players and developed them.
First round pick.
At Michigan, he's going to have 5-star offensive tackles. And I don't know if he's
got
had
2
coaching,
on the roster right now.
I don't know if he's had coaching material, but see if you get this is the way I look at it: quarterback, offensive line, defense. If you get your quarterback, your offensive line, your pass rush, and your cover corners, you can win. Michigan right now doesn't have a quarterback. I think they're going to be pretty good on the offensive line. I think they got a shot with the pass rush.
They'll be good running back too.
And they got trouble with the secondary.
No receivers.
So
except one.
yeah, but what did I say? Quarterbacks, O-line, pass rush, cover corner. Michigan's got 2 of the 4, but they don't have that quarterback and they don't have those cover corners.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
I agree.
Well, how many people do they have in Portal, though? I don't know.
20.
It's
20
like
people.
15
The number
to 20
I just,
right now.
I just
Right
saw,
now, they got 20
But
guys leaving.
There's only of that, most of them are backups and guys.
I've
that
only
weren't gonna
seen
play.
But
one
the thing
guy.
about
There's
the
one-
backups is you need backups.
No. But the one guy that is a real deal is Cole Sullivan.
Cole Sullivan,
He's probably
the
our best
linebacker.
defensive
He
player.
can play.
So if
The
we
rest
lose
of those
him,
guys-
that's not good.
There's an offensive tackle. His name is Sprague from Kansas, no
Yep.
less. But
I
I thought he was going to be something coming out of high school, but he's turning.
He's either going to Missouri or Texas.
I don't like
He's
it.
probably gone.
Where's he going?
Probably Missouri or Texas.
Good luck.
I'll tell you who needs a quarterback. It's Missouri. University of Missouri, they lost 13-6 to.
Well, they also
13-7.
Missouri now has Sharoney Moore as former offensive coordinator. He's now Missouri's offensive coordinator. So good luck with that. Chip Lindsey there. College football's a joke. It really is. Really is.
Was Michigan after that coach from Missouri?
Now
He signed a
Drinkowitz-
big contract.
I think the coach Michigan wanted. I think
DeBoer.
it was DeBoer.
Yeah.
And when DeBoer beat Oklahoma,
They couldn't
I
wait.
think that whole thing blew up.
Blew up.
I think
And
blew up.
and this is where Michigan just got
I
a little
took your
bit.
seat over. All right.
It's okay.
This is where Michigan just got.
And let me say this too: Willingham came
Yes.
available.
No, this is where Michigan got totally
Right.
lucky. Utah kind of forced him out, and
Is that what happened?
well,
Is that why
he
left?
said he was going to retire at 65,
Right.
and he turned 66, and he said, "I don't really want to go yet."
Three consecutive losses to BYU.
You just cut me
Right.
off every time.
So they cut him off.
So
You got cut off.
He got cut off.
So his name's Morgan Scally. He's the head coach of Utah.
Utah.
They
right.
kind of forced Winningham out, and they're like, if you want me to go, Michigan job came open. He's like, I'll take it.
Well, they take it in a heartbeat. It's
Yeah.
a better job
So-
than Utah.
Big at 8.2
They
million a year.
lose to Michigan State and Ohio State next year.
Doesn't
He'll
matter.
be bitching up one side and down the
Okay,
other.
I think that pretty much concludes the college football.
Such as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot happened in the last month.
Oh, there's going to be a lot more happening.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
It'll be a national championship. We all picked
No.
it.
But
Did we pick our national
Congress
championship?
is going
Yes.
to get involved.
We didn't pick it though. We
Oh,
picked
yeah,
who
we-
the,
Okay,
the final
so
two would be.
who do you have, Jesiah, for your national
No, I
championship?
had Indiana.
Well,
Whatever
no,
your
to
picks
win
were
the
in the
game.
semis.
Anyway, so I got Oregon
Yeah.
and Miami. I'm going to go with Miami all the way. It's ride the U. And Craig, you had...
I had Indiana against Miami. Indiana, that's the favorite. I guess I'll go with Indiana.
Let's go with the favorite. Yeah, I hear you, Craig. John?
I'm going with Ole Miss.
Ole Miss?
Yeah. I want to see them win it.
So Lane Kiffin finally gets the championship.
Lane Kiffin gets the championship.
I can't pick Miami
Well,
because I eliminated them against Ole Miss.
Yeah, so...
You have Ole Miss or you have Indiana in your national championship? You picked Indiana.
That's Indiana in that matchup, probably. It won't shock me if Indiana wins.
I think Indiana's going to
win. Well, they're the favorite. I want Oregon because they got them at 11.
Yeah, but there's a part of me when I look at Indiana, they're just not that good.
I agree.
But I don't know if this breaks right and they get Ole Miss in the final, they'll beat Ole Miss.
It feels like Indiana's year though to me.
It could go that way. It could go that way. Miami and Oregon have the best players. If you're talking NBA high draft picks, NFL, Miami and Oregon have the best players.
All right.
But as we've seen, that doesn't necessarily...
It doesn't matter. Anybody could beat anybody.
Well, you would know if it was done right, you would think that's the only thing that matters. But by the time you get these coaches involved in the rest of this BS...
Okay, I'm just going to give the NFL bracket breakdown.
Please.
1 through 7 seed. We're going to go through it.
Here we go.
Okay. In the AFC, the number 1 overall seed in the AFC is the Broncos. They get a bye. The first game up is the Steelers versus the Texans. Actually, it's not the first game. It's the second game. But why are they on top? ESPN's got a weird bracket. Whatever.
It's all good.
Steelers
are a 4 seed and the Texans are the 5 seed?
Correct.
Yes.
Steelers
games in Pittsburgh.
Games in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Houston's at -3.
Let's go game by game. Give a pick.
Jaguar. I'll go Steelers in that game. I think they get to Stroud.
Does Houston get to 20?
Or no, Steelers, you mean?
The Steelers get to 20. The Steelers get to 20.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Houston
I'm wearing a Steelers shirt, but I'm going Texans.
Now, if you are for the Steelers people, they have played the run well their last 3-4 games. Not that Houston runs the ball that well. What I would be worried about in that game is the Houston pass rush and their cover corners. Pittsburgh will get DK Metcalf back for that game. But I think the Houston corners take him out, and I think the pass.
Watt also looked good
I have a real
game.
problem seeing how Pittsburgh's going to score in that game. I really do. But something could happen. Metcalf get the ball in his hands, break a tackle. Pittsburgh has been running the ball better. But one of the best unit I've seen all year in the league. There's two units I've seen in the league that have really impressed me. It's the Houston defense and the Seattle defense. I really haven't seen an offense all year. I want to say the Rams.
But anyway,
even I just realized it'd take forever to pick all these.
It's okay.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh at home. Yeah, I'm taking the points. Yeah, I got to take the points
Doesn't
at home.
Houston have the best defense in the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah, Houston's got a great defense, but I'm still taking points.
And always remember, Craig, in weather and on the road, defense travels.
I guess I'll go with the Steelers, but I'm not confident.
You have Steelers, you have Texans, you have Steelers, I have Texans.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so next game, John.
Jags, Bills, 3 seed Jags versus the Bills, 6 seed. Bills are -1.5. This game will be in Jags. This is a good game.
Oh.
I'm going to go. I don't trust Lawrence, and I don't trust the Jacksonville Jaguar franchise. I don't like Cohen, the coach. I'm going to go with the Bills. I'm going to go with Allen. I'm just picking Allen because I think he's the best quarterback in this whole tournament.
And I'm going to go the opposite just because of what you said. Because I think everybody thinks that the Bills are the best team. The Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. The Bills have no defense, and I think the Jacksonville at home getting points is the play. So I'm taking Jacksonville.
I mean, I can't argue.
I'm just saying, I mean, anybody can beat anybody in the NFL.
I 100% agree with Craig. I'm going Duval County all the way. I think the Jags, I've been down on them all year, and then they proved me wrong all year. So I'm going to go with the Jags. The Bills have been a letdown every week, I feel like. I'm going Jags. Allen gets sent home, but he gets to go home to Haley Steinfeld, so it ain't too bad.
It doesn't mean much. Buffalo hasn't won a road playoff game since 1992. They're 0-5 since then. What Jacksonville's going to do is try to run the ball down Buffalo's throat.
And they have and
everybody else has been able to do that. And if they do that, now the wild card in that game is little Trevor Lawrence. So you got two quarterbacks, and I refer to both of them as dumbasses because they both give you turnovers that kill you. If Lawrence takes care of the football, Jacksonville's going to win that game, regardless. And also, for the bettors out there, there'll be points in that game.
So I'm the only one on the Bills?
There'll be points in that Bills game.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it? Does it show the over-under on it?
Might be good.
Right where I should be.
Does it show the over-under on there?
Let me see here.
Kind of like that guy on ESPN First Take.
51.5.
Yeah, so the books are predicting points.
Pretty high-scoring game.
There
I think
should
it'll
be
be.
there'll be points.
Jags have a
Maybe
good
Josh.
defense, too.
Some quarterback will
Allen's
probably have to
can
make a
score,
play
yeah, I
late,
know.
and then I could see going with Allen if it comes to that.
That's all. I'm just betting on Allen.
Yeah, no,
That's
I got
it.
you.
No, it's like Mike Greenberg. That's his name. Mike Greenberg always picked the true professionals all bet, and then he just bets the opposite.
Well, in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
y'all three like it.
I
Well, I
always
would say maybe you're a professional.
I'm not a
bettor,
professional,
but Jesiah
but-
and I aren't professional bettors.
No,
I
not
know
better,
how
but
it's just the opposite, like what the gut does. He always picks the opposite.
Right.
The consensus.
What's the next game, John?
Pats Pats and Chargers. That game will be in New England. New England's -3.5.
And Alt is out for the season, right?
Yeah.
He's done. Yeah, I'm going Patriots personally. 3.5 is a scary spread, but I think the Patriots turned on. I think Drake May's getting MVP.
Who's done for the season?
He's been gone.
The tackle.
The right
yeah,
tackle they drafted 5th
And
overall.
Slater, the other Chargers
Yeah.
tackle.
Chargers can protect Herbert. I love Herbert, but I think the Pats win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Pats.
3.5 is a little bit scary with that hook, but I'll take it.
The reason why I go with the Pats, for some reason, the every time it seems like the Chargers go to the East Coast, they don't win. That I don't know.
That's
Maybe
tough.
I could be
Well,
wrong,
it's
but
hard
it
to
just seems
travel.
like that.
All the West Coast teams, and most of them struggle on that.
It's cold
trip.
too.
Yeah, I got to go with the Patriots at home.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. This is May's first start in the playoffs ever. I think Minter is gonna have him seeing ghosts out there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the Chargers. Yeah.
Well,
Ross.
what Jim Harbaugh did, he benched everybody in their last game. They rested him up. You guys know Herbert's playing with a broken hand.
Right,
Yep.
broken hand.
Josiah's right with the 2 offensive tackles. To me, where that game comes down to, New England's getting their 1 D tackle back. His name's Marvin Williams. They signed him from Philadelphia. Will the Patriots be able to stop San Diego or LA from running the ball? If they do that,
Oh, they 100% will. Their running backs suck over there.
no. O'Marion, Hampton.
The
If the
Chargers?
Chargers,
they got
I don't
Blake
like
the
Corum,
Chargers
right?
run
They
the
got
ball.
Michigan
He's on the
running
Rams.
back.
if the
Oh,
Chargers,
Rams. Yeah,
if the
Rams.
Chargers run the
Yeah,
ball,
that's right.
He's not bad.
New
He's
England's
pretty
going to
good.
have their hands full. This would be a game I would never bet on.
It's not a good game to bet. I agree.
Uh,
There's weird.
What we will
Oh, I
find out after this game is what actually is Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
If he is for real, because John Ross is right about Minter,
First.
they're going to be dropping 7, 8
He's gonna
defensive
come up with
backs
something
against
he's
him,
never seen before.
and we'll see how May
He is, I'm
handles
just telling
all
you.
that. And also, the Chargers are going to get
Craig,
pass rush.
how many-
May's been sacked 46 times this year. I just think that's going to be a dirty, lower
I
scoring
agree.
game. I don't know what the weather is going to be out there. The problem I have is you're laying the hook, and those are also games where Harbaugh has a way of coming up when it's like that.
I mean,
if May's for real, New England's going to win that game. I don't know as he is
What's
for
your
real.
pick?
So
quite
what's
yet.
your pick?
I would probably go with the Chargers in that
Okay.
game.
We got the couch.
So
Yeah.
we're on
I
the
think
same.
we're
We're
on
on
the
the same. All our picks will kind of the same.
But like I say, I won't be betting. In fact, I probably won't be betting any of these. I probably will take Houston against Pittsburgh. Probably will do that. And
It is
we'll have to go
even
through the rest of the games. But I'm only at this time of the year, like he's talking about betting on Josh Allen. There's no quality there with
John,
Josh
you,
Allen. You're going
you
to turn the
had,
ball over.
something to say about the Chargers?
they in their last game they had Trey Lance throw 47 passes with that
That's
line.
just bullshit.
No, I know, but I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
but he's
they
like 22
played.
for 40.
He's trying
7.
to showcase
No,
Lance.
I know.
Lance
I know.
has a job.
But they
next
couldn't.
year.
They couldn't block. They don't have an offensive line. The Chargers.
They can run block.
They could do that at Michigan. It's
And-
the same team.
And Herbert,
That's all they can- they don't- they
their
can't-
guards and center isn't bad, and Herbert
No, that's how
has a
Michigan
way.
was.
Herbert has a way of keeping the play
He does.
alive.
No, Herbert's a great quarterback.
What the key in that game is Minter going to shut down
Yeah.
that Patriots. If they shut down the Patriots offense, the Chargers are right where they want to be. I'm still not sold on Drake May because I don't get into this one season, one hit
I don't
wonder.
trust. I want to see
guy.
him do it.
He's been hit a lot this year, 46 times. He's been able to stay healthy. The Diggs kids had a good year for them at receiver. Mike Vrabel. I don't know if Trayvon Henderson's going to play for New England or not. I've heard he's hurt. I know Marvin Williams will be back. Christian Gonzalez, the best corner in the league, who the Lions could have
he
drafted.
back?
He's going to be playing
back.
for New England. It's in New England.
that's the key. It's in the
They don't
I do think
travel.
It's at home
I
for
They
a
don't
young
travel
quarterback.
well. See, you can do this though in every NFL game. You can
Right.
make a case on
Right.
either side.
When it's cold though, and teams are used to playing in the warm weather, and
What?
I can-
Who?
The Commanders had no chance against the Eagles until
Who-
they beat them.
who's-
Right.
who's
That's how it is.
cold weather?
I said these warm teams are not good at playing in the cold weather. I don't know.
Sometimes there's
Sometimes,
some of them,
yeah.
and then some of them don't matter.
But is this Chargers team? Have we seen them lose a game because of weather?
No,
But
and
they're not
you
good at
won't
playing
see
on
them
the
because
East
they
Coast,
play
like what
defense
Craig
and they
said.
run the
That's what I'm
ball. So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
But they don't really run.
Let me say this about this whole Super Bowl tournament too. Defense, run the ball, special team. There's no offense this year. The Rams came
Offense
the
has been down.
closest. The Rams came the closest, and you can't trust them. Although they are getting Devontae Adams back. We still have Puka.
The NFC stage. Seahawks are the number 1 overall seed.
Yep.
Bye.
So they get the bye. I was wrong the first time. They will get the lowest seed in the next round. This is an interesting game. It's the Panthers as the 4 seed. This game will be in Carolina against the Rams. The Rams are -10 on the road. You don't usually see a road team in the playoffs.
We don't see any playoff game.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back.
It's rare.
The Patriots, the year they went 19-0
Yeah.
or 18-0, were 15 or 14-point favorites over the Giants that year. But it's rare to see
It's very
double-digit spreads in the playoff. It's telling though. That's a legitimate number that the Rams can win that game. But I know they've already lost to Carolina as well.
The next game is the Eagles as a 3 seed.
Well, let's give our picks, right?
Well, I was going to give all the seeds first. And
Oh,
then
you want to do
What's
that
the
this time?
seeds? Yeah.
Eagles 3 versus Niners 6.
Yeah.
Eagles are -4.5. That game will be in Philly. And then the Bears against the Packers. Bears are -1.5. That game's in Chicago.
And the lowest, the
2-7. Bears are 2. Packers 7. So the Packers are the lowest seed. Micah Parsons, breaking news, we didn't talk about it. He blew his knee out.
He's done.
I think that tremendously
changes.
alters their season.
That's who I've been
Trade
on
2
all year.
first-rounders for a defensive player. The Colts did that with the corner. Those trades generally don't work.
And let me say this, because I made fun of Jerry Jones. He won that trade.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Right now he
no,
won it.
Yeah, yes. But
right now.
That trade
Yeah, he
had
was
years
that
to
didn't go
go.
anywhere.
No, but he
He
how
got
many
2
first-round
first-round
picks?
picks.
did he
And hold on, 2. And hold on, gentlemen.
first-round
You say
picks.
he won that. Do
He
you know
hasn't won it yet.
Do you know Dak Prescott just had his best year this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you did with a 32-year-old quarterback, you traded the
You
one
wasted his
defender
year. I agree.
that could have maybe the year. How
I'm
many more
just saying-
good years does Dak
He
Prescott
could
have?
be done his next game.
Jarrah pissed away another year is all he did.
Potentially.
Let's see what Dallas does with the picks, and let's see how Parsons comes back
Okay.
from the knee injury.
Who do you guys have in the Panthers-Rams game?
I think we could easily say the Rams.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste time. The Rams are gonna win the. You think they're
They
gonna
cover?
win the game? I don't know if they cover.
And let's say this.
I
Let me
don't
say-
know if they
10
cover or
points,
not.
but how can you not?
Let me
pick
say
the
this
Rams?
too. If you guys probably didn't watch the game, this game happened and the Panthers beat the Rams.
Correct.
No,
So
Right.
it's not impossible.
they
Right,
beat
no.
Carolina.
I already
30-27.
said-
I
Just
think
like I
it was.
said, in college football, it's hard to beat the same team
Yeah.
twice. The Rams are going to.
But that's not as big a deal in the NFL.
True.
Teams
I would
play.
never lay the money line. Like you just can't
It's
do
not
it.
worth it.
What is it? Like 500 or something?
I'll go Rams just
Right,
because
1,000.
I think
Yeah,
Stafford.
it's got to be. It's double digits.
I'm going Rams because of Stafford
Yeah.
and McVay.
Right, Rams. Everybody's got
Okay.
Rams.
Eagles at Niners.
This is a game.
This is a great
This
game.
is a real game. May I start with you, John?
I gotta go Eagles. I don't trust Purdy. I'm just not a Purdy guy. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Until I see him holding the trophy, I'm just not going to give him anything. Now the Eagles, I think this is new. I put the Eagle fan base. They're in the Ohio State.
Realm.
Who's
like-
you?
No, I'm saying this is new to me.
Oh, new.
I'm saying the Eagle fans. They are some of the worst people out there.
They throw snowballs.
They're
at Santa
bad.
Claus.
I don't like Sirianni. I don't like the Eagles. They might actually be my least favorite team in the NFL. So I hope they lose, but I will pick the Eagles. They're at home. I think they're going to beat.
Ross?
Yeah. Well, what this game will come down to, the Eagles do have a defense. Vic Fangio has that. They have tremendous cover corners, the best cover corners in the league. Even though they haven't gotten a pass rush this year, they still haven't given up anything pass-wise. It's going to be a real interesting matchup because San Francisco throws the ball as good as anybody. Now, you wouldn't know it after what Seattle did to them last game. But
We're laughing. The Steelers had a priest bless the end zone.
Yeah.
The guy missed the
no,
kick.
your mother told me through holy water on
Sorry,
this.
go back to your analysis.
Yeah, well, the problem with the Eagles, though, that offense just disappears.
They don't score.
The Eagles should
They
win
just
that
lost to the
game,
Commanders.
but it won't
Yeah.
shock me if
They
the
had
49ers
a
win
lot
it.
of players benched.
49ers are really
No,
banged
the Eagles
up.
were
You know
playing
what?
for a seed.
I am going to go with the Eagles.
If they won that game, they're the 2 seed.
You're going with the
Sirianni
Eagles.
bench.
I'm hearing you, Mr.
How much are the Eagles favored by?
4.5.
Yeah.
4.5.
Trent Williams, the left tackle for the 49ers, is hurt.
That's big.
Fangio's going to find a way to hit. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I don't like laying 4.5, but I'm going to go with the Eagles. The 49ers defense is terrible. 49ers defense is terrible.
I'm going with the Niners. I'm going.
No,
I'm going underdog pick. I think Shanahan could have been coach of the year if they didn't drop to that 6th seed because they lost that big game against the Bears, right? Is that who they played? It was a high scoring game.
Yeah, that's the Bears.
no, the Niners
they beat the Bears.
Oh, so it was to the Seahawks they lost, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. I thought Sirianni could have been coach of the year. The way he was able to keep this team alive through all the injuries.
I'm thinking about firing him, coach of the year.
Firing who?
Sirianni. I think.
Oh, I said
No, he
Sirianni.
means
So,
Shanahan.
sorry,
Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Okay. I'm a
My
Sirianni
bad.
coach of the year.
Shanahan.
I would think about firing Sirianni.
I didn't say anything.
Hey, Sirianni should be fired.
Yeah.
Honestly. No, but Shanahan
Sirianni's
should have been
brutal.
If they didn't lose that last game, I think he could have been coach of the year. I'm going Niners as an underdog pick.
Okay.
And I like the 4.5.
I like the 4.5 too, actually, a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of like the 4.5 a little bit, but I have to go Philadelphia because they're the Super Bowl champions from last year. So they're still the defending champions. They're at home. So
Are the Eagles going to hit Purdy? If you hit Brock
It's
Purdy,
over.
look at what Seattle
I
just
saw
did
that
to
game.
him.
That's why if I
In
didn't see
San
that
Francisco,
game, right?
as
That's
Jesiah
what's making
said,
me lean
with
towards
everything on the
Philadelphia
line,
more.
1 seed, coach of the year, all that goes away. Why? Because Brock Purdy's on the ground or running around, you hit him. And if you hit him enough, you're going to hurt him.
How many plays would it take for Shanahan to bench Purdy and play
Well,
Mac
no,
Jones?
he will never bench
Never
Purdy.
bench him. He's
They're
got a
paying him
$200
$260 million.
Well,
In the playoffs, that doesn't matter what you're
Yeah,
getting
they don't
paid.
bench
If
that.
you're
They're
going
not
to win the game,
benching
you're going to
Brock
win the
Purdy.
game.
What could happen is Purdy could get
You're
hurt.
hurt.
Then you
and
get
then
right
you'll
guy.
see Mac
Then you
Jones.
see Mac.
Okay.
But Mac Jones,
Mac Jones got hurt earlier.
Trent
in the year.
Williams isn't going to play in that game.
Like-
So who's at left tackle for the 49ers?
Jesiah,
Who?
the-
I don't know.
this is an old thing, but the only reason why Tom Brady got to play is because Bledsoe got hurt.
Yeah,
Right.
If Bledsoe didn't get hurt, Brady never sees the field in New England.
Also, big thing, CMC has had a great year. It looks like he's back.
Who's CMC for the people that don't
Christian
know?
McCaffrey.
Yep, Christian McCaffrey. There
He
you
has
go.
looked good. I watched him.
He's looked amazing. So even
He's
if they,
on
He's
steroids.
catching the ball out of the backfield. They haven't run the ball. He's averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
well, that's what their offense is right now, and it's been
what it
looking
used
good.
to be.
So-
Is they used to run the ball down
So anyway,
people's
that's
throats.
why I have the Niners winning
Yeah.
this game.
They could win the game. It's an NFL game.
Me and you,
Hey, all three of you guys are on
Eagles,
the
you're
Eagles.
Niners.
I'm on the Niners.
Okay. Bears, Packers. This is a tremendous, bitter rivalry. The Bears, to me, if you're watching George, I know you're a big fan of the Bears. To me, they're just a total creation of a schedule. I don't see anything there. Defensively, their defense, they're great. I think they have the most forced turnovers in the NFL as a defense.
Yeah, they lead the NFL in
Which,
turnovers.
hey, if you can keep doing that, you can win. I just don't think they're going to do that in the playoffs. It's also Caleb Williams' first start. It's also what's the offensive coordinator's name? Ben Johnson.
Oh, but Johnson's been in the playoffs.
I know, but it's his first time as a head coach.
And he knows
No, but
the
LaFleur-
Packers. These teams
LaFleur-
too know each other.
LaFleur's been how many
All right,
playoff
so you're
games? has
picking
LaFleur-
the Packers.
If they had the guy who got hurt, I'd take him big.
Parsons, yeah.
But
Same.
without him, I could see it being. I don't know. I actually don't know if I have a pick for this game.
I'm not picking this.
I don't know how to
I'm
pick
not
it.
betting this game. I should say I'll pick it for the show.
The
but I'm not
Bears
betting this
just
game.
played this game against the Packers. Williams hit a freaking walk-off bomb basically to win the game in overtime, right?
And the
with
Packers
no
didn't
love.
have
With
Michael
no-
Parsons
with
to
no
get a
love.
pass rush.
Yeah. Now Love is 100% healthy and going to play.
He's coming off a concussion. Malik Willis, who's almost as productive in the offense as Love is hurt as well. These teams know each other. They played
They do.
each other twice. Ben Johnson's been in the playoffs. LaFleur.
It's a
all
home
of them.
game for the
They've
Bears.
all been in the playoffs. Caleb Williams, I guess, his first start. One thing about Caleb Williams that I do like, and it's about the only thing,
He'll
he
turn it
doesn't
over.
turn the ball over, and that's
Except
a
against the
big
Lions.
deal. This Bears defense, the only thing they do is create turnovers.
They
They're
do.
the 30th ranked defense in the league. They're terrible. Well, if you watch that 49ers-Bears game, Christ, neither defense could stop anybody. And I knew right then neither one of those teams are
You know
winning the
what?
Super Bowl.
I'll-
you can't stop somebody. You're not
So
gonna
who you
win.
picking?
I'm going to pick the Bears. I didn't give
Bears.
a pick. I'll pick the Bears. Just because of health.
One thing you're wrong about, though, the Bears have run the ball this year. And
Oh, they've
Ben
run the ball
Johnson,
great.
Ben
That
Johnson
dual
put that in.
When did
They're
I say
not-
the Bears didn't
No,
can't run the
but
ball?
you're like they're not the defense. They're not this. They're not that.
No, offensively
You
they're
said
good.
they were a creation of the schedule. That's
I
wrong.
do.
They're not a creation of the schedule.
They're 2 and
They
4 in the
ran
division.
the shit out of the ball. Yeah, but the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings aren't that bad. Those
tell
are
their
three
father and
decent
son.
teams.
No, I understand, but
and the Lions just beat them 16-13, or
So
whatever
who
it
are you
was.
picking, Mr. Account?
Whatever it was. What?
Well, who are you picking?
Like you guys are saying, this is a great game to stay away from
100%.
because you can't.
Not a good game.
Tell-
Can't predict anything.
I actually do like Green Bay in this game, but it's not. The Bears are going to be a real problem. It's going to be competitive.
It's
This
gonna
will
be close.
be a game come down.
The
to a
spread
field
is
goal,
1.5 Chicago. So
and the Bears can win the game. And what if Caleb Williams gets the ball late in that game, he probably will make a play to beat
I could see
the
that.
Packers. And also, actually thinking about it now, I'm going to go with the Bears because the Bears are going to run
They
the ball
both did the same thing.
on the
They
Packers.
both
you
did
both
the same
switched.
thing.
Y'all
You guys both
both switched.
changed. You both started.
No,
with
I
the
didn't give a
Packers.
pick, and then I
And
didn't
then
give
you
a pick.
did.
Who did you?
You
I didn't
did.
give a
You
pick.
Who did
I
you
said
pick?
I
The
said I'm
Bears.
not going to give a pick,
They both picked the Bears.
and then I said I'm going to go. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go with the Bears.
No, the Bears are going to run. They'll try to run the ball. The Packers
You
can't
go
run the
ahead.
ball.
Yeah, just got to take over.
If
I don't like Love though. With
If
the
Love
concussion,
doesn't turn it
I don't
over,
like that.
though, the Packers should win that game. But
I'm
I don't
gonna-
know as Love.
I'm
does.
going to stick with the team I've been sticking with, even though Parsons is out. I'm going with the Packers as the underdog pick again.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with the Packers too. But the reason why I'm going with the
I think
Packers
the
is a
Packers can
stupid
win.
reason. I'm just going because it's an organizational pick. It's like you guys both said.
They are better.
Either team can fucking win. You don't know if Caleb gets the ball out.
That's
they
the
can
way
win.
any NFL game.
I
is,
understand.
No, the
it's not a
Packers-
good- but if you look at the NFL, who's won more champions?
Green Bay's a much
Green
better
Bay's got an
organization.
organization.
See that
But that doesn't matter for this game.
that's
It doesn't
all.
matter for the
That's like-
game.
that's like you saying
But I'm just
earlier.
picking them.
Who I need
Like,
to see
I mean,
the,
Craig,
the
if
seeding.
the
Who's
gun-
gonna
if I knew
play?
the
They
gun
don't
had
even
the
know who they're
Bears,
gonna
Craig,
play.
with that logic,
bet
You have
that-
this
I bet
game
the
right
Packers.
now.
Time.
Vince
Quick one at a time.
Lombardi's dead, Craig.
Craig.
Bart Starr's dead. They don't play anymore.
With that logic, though, Indiana would have lost to Bama by 100.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
Right.
there's no logic to
I
that.
understand.
If Love doesn't turn the ball over and Green Bay runs the ball, that
yeah.
Bears defense is
It's bad.
really bad. Them and the 49ers have horrible defenses. You know,
yeah,
be very shocked
so
if either one of
I'm-
those teams win the Super Bowl.
I'm also rolling with the Packers because I think Caleb Williams is due to turn the ball over.
Well, once you pick,
I think he's due.
yeah,
it's
but
his
I know
first start in the
yeah,
playoffs.
You've
too.
been on the Packers though. Like I
Yeah.
have to stay with the Rams.
Yeah.
Jesiah, I had the Rams back on Super Bowl Sunday a year ago or whatever it was. So I have to stay with them.
Yeah.
You can't get
Well,
off
you
your
don't-
pick.
you don't- you don't
He
have
had the
to.
Baltimore Ravens. Whoops. He's already out. He had the
Yeah,
Baltimore Ravens.
That's why I'm wearing
Against the
Steelers
Rams,
shirt.
in the Super Bowl. I did. I had the Rams.
You had the Rams. You had the Rams. No, he has
Who
been
did
on the
I have
Rams.
on the opposite side from the Rams? I don't even remember.
Who
I
did
think
you
you might
pick,
have had the
Mr.
Texans.
Count?
I was on the Rams. They asked me to
Oh,
pick
no.
a team, and I said the Rams. I don't know what the hell
You
else
might have
I
had the
said.
Texans.
No, that was recent.
No,
I've been
but-
on the Texans this season. I was not on the Texans
So,
in the offseason.
last year-
last Super Bowl
Yeah.
Sunday.
So last year,
I might even said the Chiefs. I don't even know.
last year I actually think I chose Texans and Packers on our Super Bowl
You
show.
did Texans, yeah.
So you're still alive,
I am still alive, which is kind of
but
crazy.
you might be done after the first.
All
Yeah,
right.
first round
Now,
it could
so
be
we
done.
covered the first round. I think we should cover NFL news.
Well, we didn't cover the Rams, did we?
They don't play. Or
Rams
they
and
do
Panthers.
play. Oh, that's
Rams,
right. The
Rams
Rams
and
don't care. We
Panthers.
picked the Rams. That was a quick one. We
Yeah,
all
it
took
was
the
all quick.
Rams.
We
playing the
all-
Panthers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Because it's looks
quick.
too obvious.
'Cause
yeah.
we're
That's probably a quick loser.
Yeah,
too.
quick loser, right? Right.
Well,
The Panthers,
Rams. Get your Carolina money
Yeah.
in.
No, and they just beat them. Carolina beat the Rams too.
John Ross, that Carolina team. Is,
I mean, first of all,
Bryce Young looks
Let's
like
just-
a quarterback.
at times.
how Carolina
At
made the
times.
playoffs.
Unbelievable.
They had to beat the Bucks, and they
they
beat them in
lost.
amazing fashion.
They didn't beat him.
Bucks won.
No, they didn't.
Bucks
They
won.
lost to
I know.
Bucks won.
They won. But
Atlanta
then
won. That's why
Atlanta
Carolina
beat
got
the
it.
Saints, and that's how they
Back
backed
in.
into the playoff spot. With a three-way tie, 8-9 for the division.
Let me
It's
just.
crazy.
Let me just.
I had fire in Atlanta.
I have to get this in because it's the NFL and we're going to a different subject. I just want to say to the Lions fans out there because
We can touch on the Lions.
watching that Bears game yesterday, and you see somebody like Carolina
See,
in
that's
the
what's hard for me
playoff,
to pick the Bears.
or San
watching the game.
Francisco, or the Bears in the playoffs. A number of these teams. Please tell me how the Lions did not make the playoffs this year.
It's
With the
unbelievable.
personnel that they have, and supposedly the coaching
That's
staff
something
that
we-
they have.
yeah.
No, but
we
Josiah,
actually, we actually said that on the show. All of us had the
No.
Lions
Josiah,
going under on the win total.
In 1988, I told a room full of people that the Detroit Lions would never win a Super Bowl as long as the Fords owned the family. That was 1988. So what we said here, I've been saying this. That organization with that ownership, just forget about it. I don't care what they do. To a Lions fan, just kill yourself because you're never going to win the Super Bowl. That's just how that's going to go.
So NFL news. Let's go with the firings because it was Black Monday
It was
today.
huge.
So
lot
the
happened
Cardinals
today.
fired Gannon.
They kept Monty Ossenfort, though, the GM.
Yep. Stefanski got fired with the Browns.
Yep.
They kept their GMs too, Barry.
Morris for the Raheem Morris. Is it Raheem Moore or Raheem
He's
Morris?
done.
Yeah, he's
but
done.
the Falcons kept
Okay.
their general manager,
He's-
and they
I'm
brought
just-
in Matty Ice.
I'm just saying the coaches that are
So
fired.
why?
I'm not
Why
arguing with
Matty
anybody.
Matty Ice is going to be
I'm
the
just stating
president of
facts. These guys are not
operations.
working anymore.
They got fired.
The Raiders coach Pete Carroll got fired as well.
Probably the biggest news.
Yeah,
Kind of a little
why
bit-
did they give him 2 years?
A little bit of a surprise, I guess.
Why didn't they give him a second year? Because he was that bad.
Because they're going to draft Fernando Mendoza with the number 1
And they want
draft
him to
pick,
work with
and
him.
Tom Brady and that Spytech fellow don't want Carroll working with the developing a quarterback,
Rookie, young quarterback.
which I can kind of sort of see. But I'm even starting to look at Brady and Spytech because Brady and Spytech are the guys that gave us Geno Smith and Petey Carroll.
How many
See, this
right.
business of trying to set up a football team, it ain't that easy. And just because
So
a guy
who will they get
played,
as the coach then? Like,
well, no. Minter,
Minter.
the San Diego Chargers D coordinator, May, the Minnesota Vikings, somebody that has connections to New England or
Flores?
Michigan,
You
where
mean
Brady's
you mean
connections.
Flores with the Vikings.
Who's the Vikings D coordinator?
Flores.
Whatever his name
You said
is.
May. That's the
Whatever
base of
it
the Michigan
is.
basketball coach.
Whatever it is. The Minnesota Vikings D coordinator,
Yeah,
they may talk to him.
and he's a good coach.
And there are others that they will talk to. This is not a good coaching cycle.
Is there
Most of the
any-
top candidates are defensive candidates in the league, and the Raiders are going to be sitting there with the number 1 pick at quarterback overall.
Yeah, as you're a Raider fan, how would you feel about Signetti being the Raiders coach with
Okay,
Mendoza?
Rich Eisen on his podcast today, if the Raiders hire or draft Mendoza, which I don't see how that's not going to happen, and I can't believe I'm saying that here in January, months before anything, but that's who they're going to take. And you heard it here first. He's a poor man's Jared Goff. And by the time the Raiders get done with him, you'll be lucky if you get a Mac Jones out of him. But
That's gonna be a short.
that's
gonna be a short for sure.
well, no. See, I deal with because I'm a Raiders fan. And I had Raiders fans coming up to. You know, the Raiders won their first game of the year this
Beat the
year. We beat
Patriots.
New England in New England, and all these Raider fans brushed me.
We're gonna win
And
the
I'm
Super
like,
Bowl.
oh no! And I said, well, have they given away the Super Bowl trophy? Yeah. So I wish the Mendoza
that
kid.
was at New England.
Yes,
Yeah.
20-10 they won. They killed them. We ran for over 100 yards. We ran the ball in that game. Played good
Well, see,
defense.
and that's why I had to.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah. Well, you can, again, we could make sides on all
I'm
of
not
this.
saying I'm right. That's just my grade.
But
Oh.
Spytech and Brady, Spytech was the guy in New England who used to come in on Mondays and tell Belichick and Brady about the upcoming week's opponent, how to prepare for the game. That's why Brady likes him. Brady's the all-time great quarterback. But tell me what qualifies them to hire a coach or draft players?
How
Where's
much?
their expertise in all of this? So, Raiders fans, I wish you well.
I also-
Mark Davis is still the owner. Good luck with that.
I also want to. Myles Garrett set the single season
Yeah.
sack record.
Tremendous
Yep.
football
That's
player.
impressive.
Yeah.
And he did it with one organization arguably worse than the Lions or the,
The
Bears.
one player,
Browns.
the
Browns,
only
yeah.
player in the Patrick Mahomes draft that went over Patrick Mahomes that you could even make, and it's a marginal case. I think you still have to take Mahomes.
Take Mahomes.
But Garrett
Garrett,
went number
right, yeah.
1 in that draft.
He is the
and
best
Mahomes
pass
went
rusher.
number 10. You do to set the sack record though, first ballot
It's
Hall of
impressive, it's
Famer.
impressive.
And at the time, Cleveland had Baker Mayfield, which everybody forgets. You can't
Why do
really
they just
knock
hang on to
Cleveland
him?
for 10. I mean, Mahomes though. If the 49ers had taken Mahomes, they'd probably have 5 Super Bowls
So
by now.
speaking of Mahomes, Craig is the Chiefs fan. I want you to talk about the Chiefs' reign.
Yeah, give us
coming to
your
an end.
whole thing.
Yes, I want to. I've been waiting for this.
How do you? I mean, does it feel like it's over?
No,
You go. I'm not going to.
I'll tell you. Well, Mr. Count and I talked about this at the gym late one night, and as long as they got Mahomes and Reed as their head coach, they're always going to be
Relevant.
In the
relevant.
mix.
And
Should
now
be.
this year they had a bad year.
Actually,
let him
Craig
talk.
and I had that conversation about 7 years ago.
Let
I
him. Let him.
told Craig that.
He's a
Yeah.
Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Keep going,
Anyway,
Craig.
Let him cook.
yeah, I'm just telling you the Kansas City Chiefs. I went 50 years without them winning anything.
Yeah.
Like so, in the last 5 years they.
Len Dawson, you won 1 Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, and I wasn't born.
Yeah.
Though. I was just born or whatever.
Yeah.
So now, as a Chiefs fan, what do you have to look forward to? What do you want out of this draft? Because you're going to have a top 10 pick.
I was hoping we'd lose to the Raiders. When the guy was kicking the field goal, I wanted him to make
Yeah.
it. I wanted the Raiders to win, so the Chiefs might get it.
And you got that.
We got a 9 pick, I think.
10th.
I think
9th
we
or
got
10th,
9.
one or two.
And if we would have won the game, I don't know for sure.
In
We
this
might have
year's
got
draft, I don't know how much
14th
that's
or-
going to matter. But
Well, it might matter though. It might be the difference between getting
there's not
the guy
many
you want
players
and not
in this.
getting.
There's
But
not
I'm
many
just
players
saying,
in this draft.
But it's still
if
something.
they beat the Raiders and they end up 7-10, who cares? You might as well go 6.
Oh, no, you should
If
tank.
you had it over, you'd be better.
No, Craig,
yeah, exactly.
tanking is now going to be to the NFL exactly what it's been to the NBA, where you're at. With
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
well, they kind of come up with these lottery.
But to answer
Well,
Josiah's
so
questions,
Craig,
what do you want out of the
which
draft for
player
your
out of
team?
this draft would you like? Do you want Jeremiah Love to fall because y'all need a running back, or do you want to go with the O-line that you desperately need?
I'm not qualified to say that. I don't know. I would probably say go for the running back because you got to run the football in the NFL. So you get the
want
best
Love.
run. I would get Love, but then he's a big name guy. Like, oh well, that's the biggest name out there.
But gee, if you don't have an offensive line, you can't
Yeah,
run the
but
ball.
exactly. If you don't have an offensive line, you can't run the ball. So I don't know. I don't know enough about what the Chiefs actually need. But I do trust their general manager. I think
Reed's drafted great. I mean, historically.
Reed's not draft. It's his general manager.
But Reed has say.
Reed's the guy. Man.
well, they listen to Reed.
No, Reed and Veach work together.
So they work
Same
together,
guy, and I
exactly.
have
Reed
comments
and
on
Veach are
that.
both working
They
together.
have not drafted well in the last 2 drafts.
They
This is
haven't.
why this
They got the
why
guy-
team
the
fell
guy from
apart
Utah
this year.
and BYU.
Prior to that,
Yeah.
they obviously to make the Patrick Mahomes
It worked,
trade.
yeah.
That's probably the greatest trade in the history of the game.
Well, they had to move up a bunch of spots. to get him.
All these questions you guys are asking, I have the answers for just about virtually all of
But
them.
they're asking me, Mr. Condon.
I understand that.
And I'm telling them,
Taking,
I don't know if you're
And
100% qualified.
I
either.
love the Love kid, and I'm not. That's no play on words. But to take a running back at 10, quarterback, offensive line, tackle, pass rush, cover corner.
Who's the best tackle in his
You got 3
draft
guys.
class?
You got the kid at Miami, a right tackle. I think he's going to be a guard.
Doesn't Utah have a kid?
Utah's got 2 kids.
But who's going to fall to 10? Or
Any,
9 and
any
10?
one
Nine.
of these,
They're
any
nine.
one of these
Nine.
3
Yeah, no,
guys,
One of them will probably be there.
any one of these 3
Yeah.
guys, there'll be one of them.
One
there.
will be there.
And
You
some
got
pass
pass rush
guys.
guys. You got the Baines
Tackle.
kid. You got the kid.
Left tackle.
You got the kid
Huge.
from.
And-
all the tackles
But-
could be right or left tackles that I named.
But I do think the Chiefs should draft a tackle. Their quarterback has a blown out knee.
well, would you? I can.
You want to protect him. I mean,
If you let me retort, I can
Okay,
tell
go,
you what
go.
they think of their left tackle. The Simmons kid that they took from Ohio State at 30 whatever last year,
Right.
32.
They think here's their left tackle, so they're not looking at left tackles.
Okay, so
now,
that's the answer.
the kid from the U is a pure right tackle. Both the Utah kids have played right tackle. They've also both played left tackle. Michigan's got a really good offensive line coach coming in. That's the only thing about Willingham I would hang my hat on with him to this point. You could take
He's a
any.
solid defensive coach.
We'll see what happens. We could take.
I mean,
they're changing the scheme, the terminology. We'll
emphasizes
see
defense.
what happens. I never saw BYU or Utah really shut anybody down the way I saw that Ravens defense at Michigan do it. Listen, they got those tackles. All 3 of them can play right tackle. You got your pass rush guys. You got Bain and you got the kid from Texas Tech. That's 5 guys right there. 2 quarterbacks are going to go in the first round. Love is going to go. We're already at 8 with just the guys I've said. There's a receiver too. The Tate kid from Ohio State's going to sneak into top 10. The Chiefs can get a guy at 10. They can get an offensive lineman. They can get a pass rush guy. I don't really.
So who do you think
they
that's-
don't need a quarterback. I don't really like the corners in this draft. They've all got injury guys. So stay at 9 or 10. What offensive lineman do you want to take? Get that. They're going to let Juwan Taylor, the right
I'm
tackle,
starting to
walk.
agree with what your son said. I think they do need to protect Mahomes.
Well,
now that
no,
I think,
or
but
take,
I don't know
or
what
take
guy
the
to
pass
get,
rush
though.
guy.
I don't know enough.
Well, no, but that's where Veach
the
and
guy
Andy
at
Reid
Tech
come.
is named Jacob Rodriguez.
No, that's the linebacker. I think the edge
that's the
guy's
linebacker,
name is
yeah.
Dalton. Rodriguez is actually a good off the ball
Bailey for
linebacker,
the
but
Tex-
he's not
for
a.
Texas.
I'm terrible with him.
Bailey's the DN.
Daly or
sorry,
Bailey? Bailey, yeah.
Bailey, sorry. I just Googled best defensive
Bailey's
player on
and,
Tech.
and
He
also
came up.
Auburn has a kid. Now this kid at Auburn scares me. He's like 6'7", 290,
heard
great
this guy.
athlete,
Yeah.
but he's not Purdue. And let me see. This is why I like the Bailey kid because he's got 14 sacks,
Yeah.
and we've seen what Bain does. So I see production. Like there's a couple Ohio State
Could
kids,
you argue
Arvell
with the
Reese.
Tech though? like we
Actually,
said,
Craig,
that they
ever
didn't play
having this
anyone.
conversation, I'm happy for the Chiefs. You're going to get a good football player at 9 or 10. That's what's going to
I
happen.
wanted them to lose the last couple
you're
weeks.
good. No, but now it doesn't matter. There's going to be guys there because there's going to be other guys go that push these guys I'm talking about, and Veach and Reed's going to take one.
Well, here's the
fine.
million-dollar question: is Mahomes going to be the same quarterback coming from?
Well, no, we don't know.
never
Well,
know.
that who
injury.
knows? Now
That's what I'm
Tom
saying.
Brady
I
came
mean-
back. I've heard Mahomes is already rehabbing.
It's only his ACL.
He got the surgery.
It's not everything.
No, there's another leg. It's two ligaments.
That's not
It's an
good.
LCL and an ACL. But he's already rehabbing. He got the surgery done. They didn't even wait for the swelling to go down. They went and he had the Dallas Cowboy orthopedic
The
surgeon.
thing about Mahomes, though, he uses his legs.
He does, but that
He
was
might
always
have to
going to have
change
to
as he
change.
gets older, though.
But it was going to have
When
to
he's in his
change as he got
mid-30s.
older.
I know, but he
He's
doesn't
only
use it to
30.
necessarily.
But I
One
always
time.
said that,
One
though.
at a time.
Craig knows because I've told him this. The difference between Brady and Mahomes, Brady was smarter. Mahomes uses his athleticism and arm. Brady had the brains and to get rid of the ball quick and mechanics.
I just think they're different.
Mahomes is going to
players.
have to change as he ages. He's going to have to become more like Brady.
Brady's
No,
your
you're
quintessential
right, Craig, to
pocket
be
passer.
concerned about that. We don't know if Mahomes can
Right.
make that transition.
Right.
And what?
Craig, with the running back problem, there's running backs in this
Yes,
agency.
you never should take a running back in the first
No.
round. I can
I
never
like
justify
Love.
that.
I would take Love in a top 10 before.
The
I take
Lions
Jensen.
have a
I
kid
didn't
named
change
Gibbs.
that. I kind of
Yeah,
agreed with your son. I think
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
have to protect Mahomes.
There's no value
But-
to the running back position.
Well, unless you get a guy like Barry Sanders.
Nah, even those guys.
But if you,
They only last 5 years.
I understand
Yeah,
the
but
the average length of a
The kid
NFL
the
player
kid the
isn't very
Lions
long.
have right now that they took at 12, Craig, he's breaking Barry Sanders' records. He has more touchdowns. He's breaking more average per yards. Have the Lions won a Super Bowl? They took the kid at 12. Quarterback, offensive line, pass rush, cover corner.
It is crazy.
That's how you do it.
Gibbs with the Lions has more touchdowns. He's the record in the NFL. More touchdowns.
Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Randy Moss, beat them all.
Beat them all.
We can't
And you
win
don't
shit.
even know. You don't even know who he is.
Can't win
probably.
shit. Yeah, Craig doesn't even know who he is.
Who are you talking about?
Jamar Gibbs.
Running back for the Detroit Lions, we
I
took
know
at 12.
Gibbs.
Okay.
But you're talking about taking a running back at 10. It's the
When
value
did
isn't
Gibbs
there.
go? I don't know when Gibbs went though.
Gibbs went at 12.
He was the first rounder.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
right.
we don't have
Absolutely.
a Super Bowl for all his. Running backs don't determine the
Okay.
outcome
Yeah.
of
I'm going
games.
to turn it on you. Who do you want? What do you want to see the Lions do in the draft?
Well, they've got to go offensive line or pass rush. But the problem they have, they're at 17, 18.
17.
Yeah, but see, by then, these guys I've been talking about at Craig, see him and his group, they're going to get their pick of the litter there. Yeah, but that's probably the last of the litter. Those 5 players, Bain, Bailey, Mauga, or whatever, the kid at Miami, and the 2 guys from Utah are all gone by 15. If any one of those guys is still there at 17, take them and run. There's no all the corners in this draft have all been hurt, and we're not taking a quarterback. And once you get past Mendoza and Moore, what other quarterbacks?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. You have to agree with this. When it comes to the NFL draft, the quarterbacks are always going to be taken first.
Yes, well, you
Okay,
have to. It's the most important position.
So right now you say, oh well, it's going to be the Oregon quarterback and the
Yes.
Indiana quarterback.
Yes, those
it's
are the first
January.
2 picks. Those are the first 2 picks.
Come April with Mel Kiper, there's going to be all these quarterbacks. Oh, this quarterback.
No. Well, those
there'll
guys
be
will
another
move up.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, they'll into the first round. But Mendoza and Dante Moore are top 5 picks right
Correct.
now. Right
but
now.
you'll have another quarterback.
You won't have
that I
another
see-
one, not this year. You won't have
You
another one
might.
move up in the top 5. If anybody does move up, J.J. McCarthy's what you're doing
What
with
about
that.
Beck? Does he move
I'm
up?
just saying.
Beck.
Yeah, what if Beck wins a national
Oh,
title?
Beck.
Or
No. Look at the man's body of work. Please, 20 picks in 20 games at the college level. He's not a
No, I
first
don't
round
like
draft
that.
pick. Somebody may
No,
take
right.
him at the back end of the first round.
You're right.
But that doesn't mean it's a good pick.
Right,
The
right.
Minnesota Vikings took J.J. McCarthy at 10.
At 10, yeah.
Atlanta took Penix at 8. Even what the Denver did, and I know why they did it, they had to.
Bo
Bo
Nix.
Nix at 12. Is he really what you want? I mean,
Well, he could win him a Super Bowl.
He could. Do you think he's going to do it?
They're number
We'll
one
have,
seed.
we'll
They
have
gotta
to
win
get
2
to
games
look
to
at the
get
2
there.
number 1 seeds, Craig. We got
Drake
Aaron
May.
Donald, or no,
Drake May.
what's the
Or no,
one? Seattle.
You're right.
Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Donald.
Donald, yeah.
And Bo Nix. Yeah, this is going to be a year. Look at the defenses. Who plays defense? Who runs the ball? Who's good on special teams? That's what's going to determine
Okay,
this.
in this draft, who's the best defensive player in the draft?
The Bailey kid, in my opinion. Now, people would tell you Bain. Like he mentioned that Rodriguez kid. He got a lot of tackles. He's an off-the-ball linebacker. See, where I've come with the draft is if you play a certain position, I don't want. It's not like I downgrade you, but I can't draft you. How are you going to take an off-the-ball linebacker in the top 15 picks in the draft? You can't do that. By position, you can't do that. You don't take a center in the top 15 picks. I mean, if, like you said, if there is a Randy Moss guy or a special guy, Barry Sanders, you think about it. Right. Do we really think Julian Love is going to be Barry Sanders that good?
Jesiah, I've asked
What's up?
asked everybody here what they want their NFL team to do. What do you want the Steelers to do in the draft as far as next year?
So I don't even know where they will fall in the draft.
Well, they're going to be in the bottom half because they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
21, 22, 23.
Unless they win it all. With Aaron Rodgers going out in glory.
Is Aaron Rodgers coming back? I think before we get to the draft, we got to answer that.
Do you want another year of Aaron Rodgers? Do you want... If you're a Steeler fan...
As a Steeler fan, I didn't want us to win that game against Baltimore. I wanted us to lose and not be in the playoffs. I want every point to say Tomlin should not come back. And I think it starts with him. As long as he's still there, I know he's been a winning coach his whole career.
You know he's coming back, don't you?
Oh, now? Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's no question about it. Yeah. Shit, if they win against the Texans, we're going to have 10 more years of Tomlin, right?
Get a statue.
He might get a statue.
And do you want Rodgers back next year?
So it's crazy. As a Steelers fan, I've actually not been that critical of Rodgers. I've been okay with him. We don't have much of a run game. It's funny that the running game has finally been stepping up a little bit.
I mean, though,
because with
late
Rodgers,
in the season, you're running the ball and you're stopping the run.
I don't think Rodgers has been that bad.
Rodgers hasn't been bad at all.
Realistically, though, you got to have a quarterback. I mean, what does he have? One more year at most?
As a Steelers fan, I think I speak for most Steelers fans in this aspect. It does us no good being a bottom feeder team in the playoffs every year. Winning our division and not winning anything, it doesn't matter.
You guys remind me, if you're not a hockey fan, but the Red Wings, when I was a kid, I think the Red Wings had a record. They made the playoffs like 20 or 30 years in a row. But like the last 10 years, they would just make it the first round and lose. Yeah, they weren't really like a true threat. And you guys
or like
the same thing.
Was it a few years ago when the Steelers were the top seed and we lost in the first round? That's what this Broncos team this year reminds me of. It's that Steelers team from I think 2022.
Well, with Bo Nix, something like that could happen.
It definitely can happen.
There's no doubt about that.
So the Broncos might lose in the first round. But anyway, back to the Steelers. I would not like Rodgers to come back. I don't want Tomlin there. I want a reset of the team. That results in us being a 2-3 win team like the Raiders. So be it.
The Steelers aren't ever going to go that bad.
I know.
They're not. They're too good of a franchise to do that.
Yeah.
They always have too much talent on the team to just. They're never going to bottom out like that.
They won't.
I mean, I never say never, but it's not
they
like
won't bottom out like the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly. That's the 2 seed.
What I would do if I was Pittsburgh,
but if I was Steelers,
because there's nobody draftable at that. Say they're 22 or 23, 24.
What's the point? Yeah,
there's
just
not a
straight out of it, right?
You guys mentioned Beck. There's other guys you could mention.
I don't think Beck.
The Simpson kid at Alabama would have been a more reasonable statement. I've heard some people say he may get in the first round, and people forget there's going to be the Alabama.
Oh,
the Simpson
kid.
Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
You got to understand, Mac Jones, now you're going to have to pay. Malik Willis, you're going to have to pay. Kyler Murray's probably going to be a free agent. There's going to be some veteran quarterbacks. I don't know, is there necessarily an upgrade over Rodgers, but they're younger, and they do give you somebody you could build around. Like if the Steelers brought in Mac Jones, and they went out and got an offensive coordinator that's worked with Shanahan and McVay, I could see that being like a 3-4 year window, like what the Chiefs did with Alex Smith. And you could still be. I know you're not winning the Super Bowl, but you can still win. And then when that quarterback comes available,
no Steeler fan watched this season was like, "We're a good team. We're a 10-win team. It sounds great. It sounds great on paper.
Yeah, you guys are luckier. You've had a lot more than you realize because there's a lot of fan bases.
Well, we were healthy the first half of the season when the rest of that division wasn't. Burrow.
Oh yeah,
Jackson,
nobody saw lucky. Baltimore imploding the way they did. Nobody saw that happening. It didn't shock me in Cincinnati. Burrow gets hurt almost every year, and Cleveland's a joke. But get a younger version. Kirk Cousins may be available. From what I hear, Atlanta's actually
Kirk Cousins. That's the same thing as Rodgers.
Yeah.
No, I don't want. Kirk
From what I've heard, Atlanta's actually going to bring him back. But there's quarterbacks that are going to be out there that are veteran guys that you could plug in. There just isn't anything in this draft.
Yeah.
And I don't think you guys have the draft capital. I don't think the Raiders are going to trade out of the Mendoza pick.
When we gave up, what's the player's name that we traded to the Dolphins? I thought we got a pick for him. Fitzpatrick?
The safety?
Yeah.
I
Micah Fitzpatrick.
I thought we got a couple picks for him. I think pick wise, Steelers are in a good position.
Yeah, but to go
for
from
the future.
23 to 1, you
No,
need
no,
at least
no,
three
no.
ones.
Not happening.
They don't have
And
that
just
sort
like
of
you
stuff.
said, I like Mendoza. I like the Cuban Missile. I don't know what he's going to be in the NFL though. I like him as a college player.
Well, no, watching him
Yeah,
play, he
don't know
reminds
his
me a
arm.
lot of Jared Goff. And Jared Goff's had a very nice career.
And
You
honestly,
could
the way
say
the
Jared
NFL
Goff's
works
had a
now,
borderline Hall of Fame
you
career.
even said the way the NFL works now is defense are running the ball. A lot of these QBs
Well,
just
that's
check
the way
them
this
anyway.
season has unfolded. But do you think Jared Goff's going to win a Super Bowl?
In his career,
No, he's never won in the Super Bowl.
Sean McVay
never.
said the very same thing. I say the very same thing all the time.
He's never
can
won.
see
That's,
it winning
that's
one.
why I got rid of him.
Do you want to take Fernando Mendoza with the number one pick? Raiders fans, because that's what you're going to get.
that's what they're going to get.
And know this about golf. Golf had a bad year.
The
With-
show's completely turned to shambles. we're slurping pops.
Golf had a bad year with the Rams when Jeff Fisher was still there. Then they brought in McVay. Who's Mendoza going to get with the Raiders?
Well, if they don't have a line, he's going to get the
Minter?
same problem as
Minter is the head
Geno
coach?
They're
Smith.
going to hire.
Flores
It's
as
gonna
the
be-
head coach?
It's going to be the same problem as Geno Smith. They don't have a
Might they
line.
go get Cliff Kingsbury from the
That's what
Redskins?
Fernando wants.
Yes. Might they go get
Kingsbury.
him because he supposedly worked his magic with Jalen Daniels? Or will they try to get somebody from the Shanahan McVay
Yeah.
tree like everybody else did?
I guess we'll have more next week.
This wraps up the college football NFL segment of Club Rats. My name is John.
I'm Jesiah,
I'm Craig.
Ross.
and we'll see you guys next week. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Peace.